Test test 1 2 3 1 2 3 test 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 1 2 3.
Fries well. Little thing sitting here on the thing. Yeah, I'm on this rose like
The following is an Eagle Media Sports presentation. North Platte Community College Night Athletics on FM 98.1 and AM 1410 are brought to you by Another Round Sports Bar and Grill at Rivers Edge Golf Course. Premier Toyota, let's go places. Crawl Clinic Physical Therapy and Athletic Enhancement. Smokin' Double D's at Butch's in Hershey. The Gathering Spot, and the Justin Thompson Agency, American Family Insurance. Today's game also brought to you in part by the D&N Event Center, Mid-Plains Community College, Runza, Great Plains Foot and Ankle, Farm Bureau Financial, Larry's Glass, Dave's Place, Puro Clean, Bill Summers Ford Honda Lincoln Nissan. Great Plains Health. Great Plains Health Sports and Therapy. Great Plains Health Home Care Equipment. And Shelter Insurance. Pete Falls and Brent Rogo. Watch today's game live at NorthPlattePost.com. Brought to you by WB's Fun Center and Brigham's. Here's the voice of the Knights, Paxton Gordon.
Hey everybody, welcome in here to Billwood Field for some high school baseball on a frigid Saturday afternoon into evening here today. It's a beautifully sunny day, so no more rain, no more showers. Rain, rain. Go away, come back another day. But it's time for some Bulldog baseball here today as the Bulldogs take on Norfolk and the Panthers. Panthers this season so far 2-5 on the year, 0-3 on the road, splitting their 4 games at home at 2-2, compared to North Platte High School, who's 3-4 on the season, 2-2 on the road, 1-1 on a neutral site, and then 0-1 at home this season. They last were in action just a week ago against Lincoln Standing Bear, as well as Lincoln Pius. They fell to, of course, Lincoln Pius, and Waverly, both on the 28th of March. Started with a loss against Waverly, 11-0. And then that same day, they took on Lincoln Pius the 10th and fell 23-10, but bounced back in a good way against Lincoln Standing Bear with a 6-5 victory, and now are looking to make it 2 in a row, this time at home for the Triangular, as again, coming into today's game, it'll be Norfolk to lead off, and then Malcolm at 4 o'clock. Yep, that's right. That's the 8-1 Malcolm squad that last year was really, really strong, and the Dogs almost came away with the victory last year against Malcolm. Can they do it again today and maybe sweep both games? Well, you're going to have to find out here today in our baseball action. Quick Stop pregame show, 27 locations, open 24 hours a day. Quick Stop, always open right around the corner. It's been a fun year to start, might I add. Of course, we had the unfortunate news early on. Easton Jones would be down for a majority of the season with a reoccurring injury in his knee that got looked at over the short little break he had from basketball into baseball. And they got some encouraging news, so it's not the end of his season. We'll most certainly see him towards the district time, maybe a couple games before district, but the Dogs probably best pitcher coming into this season, with Jack Polk, of course, graduating last season. I want to give a shout out to Jack Polk and a quick recovery, as he had Tommy John surgery earlier in the year, so hope to see him back on the field before you know it. But for North Platte High School, this season has been about exploring the youth as well as finding stability, as they've been tossing left, right, and center a whole bunch of new different arms, trying to see what sticks, of course, with the probably superstar ace pitcher for North Platte High School out until district. So it's going to be a rocky and rough start to this season. Of course, this is probably their easiest part of the season up until Monday, when they go to take on number 4 ranked Grand Island. And yep, as always, that Grand Island team is as good as they ever are, as well as Creighton Prep, who, funny enough, 3-6 on the season. Creighton Prep, they're ranked number 10 overall in the state of Nebraska. Can you believe that? That just tells you how crazy Class A baseball has been this season, that you can lose 6 games and still be ranked in the top 10. I mean, I wish that was us. I wish we were 3-4 ranked in the top 10. It'd be a nice little luxury, but we'll see what we can get done today on this cold day. We'll step aside and take a break. When we come back here on our Quick Stop pregame show, we'll, of course, have more. We'll jump into our Double Dips Ice Creamery starting lineup as well. Here on FM 98.1, AM 1410, of course, live is streaming on NorthPlattePost.com.
For the ultimate fun day out, start at Brigham's Tap Room with a brand new menu you won't want to miss. Catch all of the action on game day with your favorite teams on our big screens. Pair the excitement with amazing drinks, and you've got the ultimate game day experience at Brigham's Tap Room. And when you're ready for more fun, get over to Wild Bill's Fun Center. To our action-packed arcade, knockdown pins in our bowling alley, and gear up for an epic laser tag battle. There's something for everyone at Wild Bill's, where the fun never stops.
Runza's Barbecue Bacon Swiss Burger is for barbecue lovers.
I respect barbecue.
That's great, Carl.
No, you don't understand.
The balance of sweet and smoky barbecue sauce, the crispiness of the bacon, the way Swiss cheese just melts over everything. It's an art form.
So you approve?
I'm having a moment here.
Try the barbecue bacon Swiss burger at Runza, because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
Hurry up, Drew. The game's about to start. Nothing beats spending the day watching the game with your buddies.
Dude, I'm literally right here. Let's do this.
Which is why a shelter insurance renter's policy is key to your winning game plan. It protects things your landlord's policy doesn't.
Dude, where's your TV?
What? No way, dude. It's like that flat screen TV that just got stolen.
Ask me, Shelter Agent Brent Rogo, about Shelter's competitive renter's insurance rates.
When making important life decisions about your financial future or insurance needs, it's important to work with people you trust. That's why at Farm Bureau Financial Services, we don't rely on algorithms, bots, or auto-generated answers. We get to know you, so we can help you get the right coverage and make smart financial decisions.
In North Platte, visit Jay Engel at fbfs.com/find-and-agent.
It's your future. Let's protect it.
This is the Bulldog Pregame Show from FM 98.1 at 1410 AM. Presented by Quick Stop. Always open right around the Quick Stop.
Welcome back here to Billwood Field. Quick Stop pregame show. 27 locations open 24 hours a day. Quick Stop always open right around the corner. Now we talk, of course, about the fun that has been North Platte High School so far this season and trying to explore not only the youth but also the figuring out of what the pitching rotation is. With, of course, you lose your star pitcher from last year and then you lose your incumbent star pitcher this year to injury. It's going to throw a little bit of a wrench into the game plan. So with that, let's start into some game stats here for North Platte High School. They have a batting average this season, 243, and of course this team last year was also pretty streaky when it came to its hitting metrics. So I'm not too shocked that so far they have been up and down in the terms of the order of how they're hitting, how can they potentially come out to hit. But at the same time, we know from last year that this team can, when they put it all together, be a very, very good hitting team. I mean, they were I think maybe 1 or 2 innings potentially away from being into state baseball for the first season in Class B. Of course, they had to face Gretna East in their first season, too, and that was a very strong Gretna East squad. But the worst, of course, you hate to be that guy, but when it comes to the pitching for North Platte High School, that's where things starts to, unfortunately, fall apart at the seams. 7.75 ERA compared to the national average of 5.55, and you've seen how it has, in certain games, really been a strugglesome bus for the Bulldogs in terms of not only getting the final outs of innings, but also really keeping the balls, or the runs off of the plates. As gave up 16 against Bellevue East in the second of the doubleheader. They gave up 23 against Lincoln Pius and then 11 against Waverly. And they always say if you can't hold down the mound, then even you could have the best offense in all of the land, and it's not going to be enough for you to keep teams in front of you. And now it'll be interesting to see, of course, now that we've gotten maybe the first couple game jitters out of the way, how the team is going to respond against a Norfolk team that isn't the, world beaters that some think they are. They have an even worse batting average than North Platte High School. 218 on the season as a collective unit, but they do back it up with some really good pitching. 4.23 ERA for the team as a whole, as they are led by, of course, we got to pull it up here, Sanovic, who has a 4.10, as well as Aiden Papstein with a 2.10. So the pitching has been very good for Norfolk, but just the other way when it comes to their hitting, they struggle just like North Platte High School. So this could potentially be in for a big match between these two in terms of a pitching slugfest, and maybe see which one can convert more of the mistakes from the mound into runs overall. Quick Stop pregame show, 27 locations open 24 hours a day. Quick Stop, always open right around the corner. 41 degrees outside. Here's we're approaching noon. Tip-off 11:56 in our time and temp, which is, as always, brought to you in part by Lindemeyer Law Office. Their lineup consists of all-star caliber attorneys Bob Lindemeyer Anna Spikert, Kent Florham, Kent Turnbull, as well as Victoria Hervey and Natalie Hoffman. When life gets you to the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs, we'll step up to the plate and hit a home run for you. Call Linda Law today, 534-6740 for today when it comes to all of your law office needs. The wind will, I think, unfortunately, play a little bit of a spoiler here in today's game. It's very erratic, but it's coming in from straightaway center field. So if you're looking for some big hits to come about, you might have to look the other way, unfortunately, for today. But, who doesn't love good old-fashioned contact baseball? It's the lost art, as some analysts would say this year, is in not even this year, but in the previous couple of seasons at the major league level, is the lost art of being a contact hitter. Gone to the days of the Ichiro Suzuki's and more kids and everybody looking for the big homers with, of course, the likes of Aaron Judge or Giancarlo Stanton. So we're getting ready to get into our lineup. So with that, we'll step aside and take a final break here on our Quick Stop pregame show. 27 locations open 24 hours a day. Quick Stop always open right around the corner.
Hands of Heartland has offered support and services for those with developmental disabilities in Nebraska since 1998 and is now bringing those services to the North Platte area. Residential services, respite services, community services, and even day services. Hands of Heartland offers a full array of services from 24-hour supports to just a few hours per week. Learn more today online at handsofheartland.com. That's handsofheartland.com. Hands of Heartland, providing creative opportunities to live and grow.
We're always I just want to it's fast friendly. Gas to that's why stop. We're always
North Platte and beyond, your home just got safer and more comfortable. Great Plains Health Home Care Equipment has what you need, from wheelchairs to lift chairs, mobility scooters, and more. Conveniently located at 220 West Leota Street, Suite 1, right next to Great Plains Urgent Care. Their expert team is ready to help you move with ease. Call 308-568-8510 today and take the first step toward comfort, independence, and a better quality of life.
Looking for midweek fun? River's Edge Golf Club has you covered. Wednesday, test your knowledge at Trivia Night, kicking off at 7 p.m. Gather your team and show off those brainy skills. Thursday, it's Burger Night. Buy one delicious, juicy burger and get the second half off. Now that's a deal worth swinging for. And with the weather warming up, it's the perfect time to hit the greens. Call now to book your tee time. River's Edge Golf Club, where good times and great golf meet.
Great Plains Health Orthopedics in North Platte is ready to serve you with board-certified orthopedic surgeons and a team of medical professionals who specialize in hip, knee, and shoulder joint replacements and revisions, minor to complex hand injuries, sports medicine for both the serious athlete and the weekend warrior, new and innovative operative and non-operative procedures, and work-related injuries. Same-week appointments are available. Call Great Plains Health Orthopedics today.
Buying a car is not always the most pleasant experience, but it doesn't have to be that way. A quarter of a century. That's how long Premier Toyota has been in the North Platte community, delivering a car buying experience that's friendly, easy, and fun. Check PremierAutoplex.com first, then stop by 2600 South Willow Street in North Platte. See Premier Toyota for your next new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle. Premier Toyota at PremierAutoplex.com, just south of I-80, North Platte.
Every step should feel great. But if foot pain, bunions, heel spurs, or injuries are slowing you down, Great Plains Foot and Ankle Specialists is here to help. Their expert team of doctors provide top-notch care, from routine foot health to advanced treatments and surgery. Whether you're an athlete, always on the go, or just tired of aching feet, they'll get you back on your feet pain-free. Step into comfort. Call Great Plains Foot and Ankle Specialists today, or see them online at gpfootandankle.com.
The Bulldogs play here on FM 98.1 and 1410 AM, KOOQ AM North Platte. Enjoy a great home-cooked breakfast from Merrick's Ranch House, Tuesday through Sunday from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Dine in, order online at merricksnp.com, use DoorDash, or call 532-8200 for carryout.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Billwood Field, FM 98.1, AM 1410, live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com on our WB's Fun Center live stream. It is time for our Double Dip Ice Creamery starting a lineup. Double Dip Ice Creamery in the historic Canteen District of North Platte offers 24 plus different flavors of hand-dipped ice cream served in a variety of ways. Double Dips also offers homemade waffle cones and bowls alongside homemade fudge and freshly baked desserts. We'll start on the offensive side for Norfolk and the Panthers. Jordan Schnorr, the right fielder, leading off with Hayden Kelly behind home plate. Ethan Senovic and center field with Wes Koenig at the designated hitter position. Aiden Papstein in left field. Oh my good heavens. Max Shantsev, I got it right the first time. That's all I need to know. Alex Mancheksev at first base. Maddox Magnuson at third base. Carter Mickelson in second base. And, of course, Caleb Dish at shortstop with Brendan Flood on the mound. For North Platte High School, Jackson Peters in right field, leading off Caden Johnson in center field with Dean McIntyre on the mound today. Landon Greeno at first base. Logan Hayes at third. Ty Hanneborg on over at second base. Cade Songster, designated hitter today. Connor Stifler at short with Tyler Townsend in left field and Easton Geisler catching for the side of North Platte High School. And the Bulldogs, as they're about to get their second home game underway against Norfolk, could potentially be the first Bulldog victory at home this season, as well as maybe two, of course, taking on Malcolm in game number 2 at around 4 o'clock in this triangular. As Dean McIntyre finishing up his warm-up pitches, and we're now ready to rock and roll for the first game of our North Platte High School baseball schedule here at FM 98.1. AM 1410, Paxton Gore going to get you the rest of the way this season as Jordan Schnorr now up to bat for Norfolk and the Panthers this season for one Schnorr as I pull up his batting average here. Schnorr, 250 batting average. He's got 5 hits, 3 RBIs, 2 triples, and a double to go against his name. He'll be, of course, facing off against Dean McIntyre for the first time today as McIntyre into the lineup for the first time with that blazing fast fastball is tight inside for ball number 1 to Schnorr. As next pitch is swung on and fouled off by Schnorr for strike number 1 as Tad Hanneborg makes his way into the present. Can't go without a baseball game without Tad Hanneborg here. So it's now quickly a 1-1 count into Jordan Schnorr as Dean McIntyre will set up and fire away his next pitch. That off speed is off the mark for ball 2. It's 2-1 the count now to the side of from Dean McIntyre. Is that next one another one that's just outside for next pitch? That's going to be ball 4. Lead this game off for Dean McIntyre as now to bat following the walk from Schnorr. Hayden Kelly, the catcher here in today's ball game. As we now have a runner on at first base to start this game off for Norfolk and the Panthers. With Kelly on deck being Senovic and then Wes Koenig in the hole. First pitch from side of McIntyre is too high for another ball. It's 1-0 the count. Quick 6 pitches, 5 balls, 1 strike for Dean McIntyre to lead this game off. Kelly, 250 batting average with only 1 RBI to his name as there goes the brother Schnorr to second. Great throw from Geisler, but safe at second is Jordan Schnorr. and he'll successfully steal second base for the Panthers. As now it's a 1-1 count to Schnorr as runner in scoring position for the Panthers. McIntyre gets the sign from Geisler. Long glances second. It winds up the 1-1. Fastball right down the center. Strike number 2. We know that Dean McIntyre can be a very good velocity pitcher. We've seen that not only the arm behind home plate, but also in terms of his very few spot pitches, how fast it can be. But the question has always been, can he rein it in and get some good control? The 1-2. That one rocketed into the glove of Ty Hannibal to second in time for the double play. Beautiful double play from North Platte High School, and just like that, 2 are down already in this inning. Hannibal gets second, just like Caden Johnson out in center field. Very good defensively. Gets the line drive out, throws it to second to get the double play as here comes Ethan Sinovic up to bat. A season for Sinovic. 333 batting average with 4 RBIs and 1 double. He takes a big old swing and racks it up with a big old miss for strike number 1. 0-1 the count now. 2 down now here in this top of the first inning as the off speed from Dean is a little too low for ball 1. Following Senovic, Wes Koenig. Thank you so much. Wes Koenig and Aiden Papstein, correction, is next pitch from McIntyre is upstairs for ball 2. 2-1 the count now to Senovic. As McIntyre with the long windup delivers. That one's going to bounce off the glove of Geisler and off the home plate umpire's face. And there's third ball of this at bat. Still 0-0 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard here in the top of the first inning in game number 1 of this triangular today. As McIntyre gets the sign, the 3-1 pitch. That's in there. Strike number 2. Beautiful bounce back pitch from Dean McIntyre. Of course, you want to see McIntyre get a good bounce back start after the unfortunateness of his start against Waverly. As a 3-2 with 2 outs. It's upstairs for ball 4 and on over to first goes Ethan Senovic as here comes Wes Koenig up to bat for the Bulldogs. As this season for Koenig, 235 batting average, 1 double, 3 RBIs to go along with his 4 hits. As there's a runner at first base for the Panthers as McIntyre's next pitch is just going to be too high for ball number 1. 1-0 the count now to Koenig is on over at first being Sinovic. The next pitch, skied up to the heavens. That might be catchable for Landon Greeno as he makes his way, but no, Easton Geisler comes in, almost was able to pick it up, but off of his glove for a foul ball, and there's strike number 1 of this at-bat. So 1-1 the count now with 2 outs and a runner at first base for the Panthers in this top of the first inning. Can do up Aiden Papstein and Alex Maxensev as gets up, and everyone's looking at me as he gets a throw out to first, and back in time goes Senovic. Is 1-1 still here in this first game today. Norfolk up first, and then Malcolm at 4 o'clock for the Bulldogs. Another pickoff attempt. That's going to bounce out of the glove of Landon Greeno. So still a 1-1 count with 2 down, top of the first inning. As McIntyre gets the sign from Geisler and delivers. That one fouled back quickly to the netting. Another beautiful fastball from Dean McIntyre. 1-2 with 2 down. And still pushing now directly out of the park through center field. Now to right field as The 1-2 for McIntyre. Runner goes. That's down low, and that's going to be an easy steal for Senovic. That's ball number 2 for Ian McIntyre. 2-2, 2 outs. Senovic now in scoring position at second base following the steal. McIntyre trying to find that last out without giving up a run. Here comes the 2-2. That one popped up, drifting towards first base. Here comes Landon Greeno. He's there to glove it, and that is how this inning will come to an end. There was some turmoil as runners were in scoring position on over at second, but the Dogs were able to get out both times. Now they go to the bottom of the first, tied with Norfolk. 0-0. We come back here to Billwood Field on FM 98.1 and AM 1410.
The DNN Event Center wishes everyone a great sports season. With North Platte and Nebraska weather, things change quickly and can make our lives a little more difficult. Thank goodness for the DNN. The DNN offers hourly rentals for all types of sports practices, including turf, courts, batting cages, and equipment usage. Call the DNN Event Center to schedule your team's practice times and for more league information for all sports seasons. For over 30 years in our community, for your next event, the DNN Event Center.
Your husband is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese. He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe in a basement full of water? Honey, I think we need a plumber. Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
See me, Pete Foltz, at 501 South Jeffers for a free insurance review. Every step should feel great, but if foot pain, bunions, heel spurs, or injuries are slowing you down, Great Plains Foot and Ankle Specialists is here to help. Their expert team of doctors provide top-notch care, from routine foot health to advanced treatments and surgery. Whether you're an athlete, always on the go, or just tired of aching feet, they'll get you back on your feet pain-free. Step into comfort. Call Great Plains Foot and Ankle Specialists today, or see them online at gpfootandankle.com.
Welcome back to Billwood Field, FM 98.1, AM 1410, live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream, NorthPlattePost.com. Bottom of the first inning here. Our half-inning breaks are brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. Its location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. As well as our other Sports Zone sponsors for today's game, Premier Toyota. At Premier Toyota, you'll find a friendly and easy to work with staff that'll help you find the perfect car for you, whether you're looking for something new or pre-owned. As well as another round bar and grill where fun meets fine dining. Jackson Peters up to bat here for North Platte High School to start this bottom of the first inning. Still 0-0 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard as first pitch into Jackson Peters from Brendan Flood is in there for strike number 1. 0-1 the count now. Due up Caden Johnson on deck with Dean McIntyre in the hole for North Platte High School as that one slowly grounded on over to second. Mickelson can't hold on to it, and that is going to be a base hit there for Jackson Peters following the error from Mickelson at second base. As Caden Johnson now bringing it in for the Dogs. Of course, the leadoff batter last season for North Platte High School. Moving down to number 2 in the order, not having the greatest starts to this season that we've normally become accustomed to from Johnson. 190 batting average, 2 RBIs, 2 doubles, as the ever-speedy Jackson Peters at first base. Wouldn't be shocked if we see Peters potentially take off as ball number 1 from Brendan Flood. Peters having a much better start to this season than last year, batting around 500 to start from the leadoff position. And he has the dangerous Johnson who can at any point turn one to the outfield. There's a pickoff attempt, no good as Peters gets back. A chance of there to almost make the tag. 0-0 the score on our Wicked Fast scoreboard in the bottom of the first inning as Flood's next pitch in is swung on and missed by Caden Johnson for strike number 1. It's a 1-1 count now to the center fielder. Peters at first. Wouldn't be shocked if Coach Holmes sends him on one of these pitches Be tough, though, with the lefty Flood. There goes Peters. Good jump. Throw on over to second. It's going to pull on off the bag. Mickelson, and just like that, Jackson Peters easily steals to second. Kelly had a good read on Jackson Peters going to make the run out to second, but the throw was not really on target because of that. Mickelson to fly almost into the infield grass to get it. 2-1 to Caden Johnson with a runner in scoring position at second base. Flood's pitch turned on. It's going to get into center field. Is Coach Holm going to bring him Jackson Peters home? No. And with that, we now have 2 runners on the base paths for North Platte High School. Johnson up at first base with Jackson Peters at third for Dean McIntyre to now come up to bat. As McIntyre now with an opportunity to drive Peters home with him just 90 feet away. McIntyre, 368 batting average, 1 triple, 3 doubles, and 7 RBIs to his name. He'll see the first pitch from Flood, driving out to right field, but it's going to slice foul. That would have been a beautiful hit if Dean can keep it fair. At least score both runners, but there's strike number 1 to pitcher Dean McIntyre. Landon Greeno on deck with Logan Hayes in the hole for North Platte High School. See a familiar face in the dugout if you're a Bulldog and FMBO Nationals fan. Blaze Zeiler, an assistant coach this season. As Flood will get the sign from Kelly. 0-1 count. Take a glance and now tried to pick off Johnson on over at first, but he'll get back. It'll be tough for the Dogs with Brendan Flood to steal left-handed pitcher staring right down the barrel of first. McIntyre squares up and fouls it back into the parking lot for strike number 2. It's a now 0-2 count to Dean McIntyre. Still nobody out in the bottom of the first inning. Bulldogs have a runner in scoring position. Peters at third. Glance at first. Delivers the 0-2. Swing and a miss, and down goes Dean McIntyre on 3 straight pitches. There's out number 1 for the Dogs here in this bottom of the first. Ever reliable Landon Greeno up to bat. 235 batting average with 2 doubles and 4 RBIs. Man, that can almost feel like do anything on the defensive side. As he'll see a fastball that's a little high in the zone, but in there for strike number 1. It's 0-1 the count now to the first baseman. Hayes on deck. Ty Hanneborg in the hole for North Platte High School. Caden Johnson on over now at second. So 2 runners are now in scoring position as there goes Jackson Peters as a bunt's going to be laid down by Greeno, and he's going to foul it off for strike number 2. Greeno, one of the most underrated aspects of him, being a fantastic situational bunter for North Platte High School. We've seen so many times over not just last season, but the year prior, his bunting skills and how many runs they've brought home. So it's 0-2 the count now to Greeno as Brendan Flood now looks to fire in his 12th pitch, 9 strikes, 2 balls so far, as Flood delivers. That one driven out to center field. That one's going back pretty far, but underneath it is Sinovic, and here comes Jackson Peters tagging up. Sinovic will wisely throw to third to cut off Caden Johnson, but a sacrifice fly from Landon Greeno drives a run home for North Platte High School. And just like that, they now lead 1-0 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard. As now up to bat for the Dogs, Logan Hayes this season. Not off to a good start, 133 batting average, just have a double to his name, has Caden Johnson in scoring position all the way at second base, but he'll see an off-speed pitch that lands into the zone for number 1, but fortunately for Hayden Kelly, wasn't paying attention. That's an easy stolen base for the side of Caden Johnson. Now the bases are loaded for the next pitch. Check swing. And they're going to say that he went around, and there's strike number 2 to Logan Hayes. 0-2 the count now. Bottom of the first inning, North Platte High School leading 1-0 on our wicked fast scored. Could bring another run home if Hayes can get some good contact with Caden Johnson at third base. Flood delivers. Swing and a miss by Logan Hayes, and that is how this inning comes to an end. Not before the Dogs were able to get a run home thanks to a sacrifice fly. We're going to go to, you guessed it now, the top of the second inning. We come back here on FM 98.1 and AM 1410.
You're hungry and you don't want to time for Dave's.
You know how it goes. It's 6 p.m. already and nothing's planned for dinner. Let Dave's Place take care of it. With dine-in and carry-out, your family's meal is taken care of.
And Dave's Place has a big game on.
A family atmosphere with plenty of TVs to watch all the matchups you want. With homemade pizza, wings of almost any flavor, and nightly drink specials, Dave's Place won't let you down for dinner.
Fresh 1510 East 4th Street, North Platte, or online at dave'splacemp.com.
Whoop, whoop.
Whether you're a weekend warrior, youth, or professional athlete, the Great Plains Health Sports Medicine Team has you covered. The team includes orthopedic surgeons, athletic trainers, and other healthcare specialists who spend their time at local high school and college sporting events, ensuring that athletes stay as injury-free as possible. In the event of an injury, the team remains committed to returning athletes to competition as quickly and safely as possible.
Contact the Great Plains Health Sports Medicine Team by calling 308-568-7456.
Welcome back here to Billwood Field, FM 98.1, AM 1410, live streaming on the WVU's Fun Center live stream, NorthPlattePost.com. Top of the second inning on our Wicked Fast scoreboard. Half inning breaks brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortified Group. Check out his location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B, helping Nebraska families, farmers, and businesses for more than 50 years. As well as our other Sports Zone sponsors, Justin Thompson Family Agency with American Family Insurance. With the ever-changing industry standards, pride themselves on top-notch customer service no matter what type of insurance you're looking for. Farm, ranch, auto, home, life, for business, they have the answer for your insurance needs. As well as Dr. Chris Kroll and his crew at Kroll Clinic, located at the Westfield Shopping Center in North Platte in McCook. So Dean McIntyre back on the mound for North Platte High School here to face off against Aiden Papstein. He'll see a pitch that now he'll drive into left field. Good glove by Tyler Townsend to Jackson Peters for the first hit today for side of Norfolk. That brings up Alex Akshentsev. When you think about it, that's always the thing. You think about the name, you get it all messed up. As first pitch from Dean McIntyre is down low for ball number 1 to Alex Akshentsev. Maddox Magnuson on deck with Carter Mickelson in the hole for Norfolk. As next pitch, it's in there. Strike number 1. Chance of, as there's a runner at first again, being Papstein. So 0-1. 1-1 for McIntyre, as there looks to be a bunt attempt, but it goes foul for strike number 2. A 1-2 count now. With a runner at first base for the Panthers. They trail 1-0 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard. If you downloaded the Mike Phillips 66 app yet, if not, you're missing out on so much savings with Wicked Fast. As McIntyre, the long glance on over at first. His 1-2 pitch was going to go on the way before. It's actually going to get away from Landon Greeno on a pickoff attempt, but Papstein not going to go anywhere. And with that, we'll still stay at 1-2. So far today for McIntyre, 24 total pitches, 12 strikes, 12 balls on the docket. As he'll now fire in the 1-2 again. Ooh, that one just a little bit above the lettering for ball number 2. It's a 2-2 count now. Here in this top of the second inning. It's McIntyre now. 2-2 pitch. There goes the runner on over. That one driven high into the air. That's going all the way out to the wall, and it is out of here for a home run. Pitch that was left a little in the zone from Dean McIntyre results in 2 runs for the side of Norfolk. As Shepsev gets the home run, and now the lead changes hands once again in favor of Norfolk, up 2-1. Now on our wicked fast scoreboard. With up to bat being Maddox Magnuson. The base is clear, still nobody out in this top of the second inning. As McIntyre trying to shake off the home run he just gave up. He'll fire his first pitch in. That's way upstairs for ball number 1. 1-0 the count. As McIntyre get the sign from Geisler and deliver again. Another pitch fastball that's too high up in the sky in the zone for ball number 2. Next pitch on the way is foul back to the netting for strike number 1. So 2-1 now the count to Magnuson. Nicholson on deck with Dish in the hole. 2-1. Fouled once more, this time going towards the parking lot. So 2-2 the count in this top of the second inning. 2-1 lead for Norfolk following the home run. As McIntyre's next pitch at off speed is almost into the dirt. So it's ball number 3. 3-2 now the count. As McIntyre trying to find his first strikeout today, will deliver his 3-2. In there! Strike number 3 is down goes Magnuson looking. And just like that, there's the first out of this top of the second inning with Carter Mickelson now up to bat for Norfolk. Mickelson this season, 375 batting average in his 8 at-bats. Still yet to record a double or a triple or even a home run or an RBI, and he'll swing and miss on a pitch from McIntyre for strike number 1. It's 0-1 now the count in this top of the second inning. 0-1. Swing and a miss on another fastball that just blows right past Mickelson for strike 2. It's 0-2 now the count. Caleb Dish on deck with Jordan Schnorr in the hole for Norfolk. McIntyre, the windup. That one just barely tapped as it will drift towards the parking lot for a foul ball, so we'll still stay at an 0-2 count. As Dogs looking for their second win in a row. I think their first 2-game winning streak this season as McIntyre's 0-2 pitch. That one driven out to center field, and it falls just in front of Caden Johnson for a 2-strike single from Mickelson. And with that, now on over to first base goes Carter Mickelson, and now up to bat comes Caleb Dish. As in there for a strike one. Okay, laugh it up, everybody. Laugh it up over there. The Banana Boat crew is back in effect. I come back for the first game, and it's like I never left. 0-1 the count now with 1 out. As Dean McIntyre delivers. The next one's going to be grounded on over, going to be picked up by, out of the glove of Stifler, I was going to say, is Stifler had a good look at it, but bounces out, and there's now 2 runners on for the side of Norfolk. Is a runner at first and second. Still 1 out in this top of the second. It's an error. Going to go assess the way of Stifler at short. Because of that, 2 runners are now on at second and first for Schnorr. As McIntyre's pitch going to bounce away from Geisler, and because of that, Both runners are now going to advance one base pad following the passed up ball. So it's 0-1. Excuse me, 1-0 now into the leadoff batter. Kelly on deck with Sinovic in the hole as Dean McIntyre will deliver his 39th pitch. That one just a bit too high for ball 2. 2-0 the count with one out. Two-one ball game on our wicked fast scoreboard as that one's fouled off. Strike number 1 from Schnorr is or Platten, more specifically Dean McIntyre, trying to find the next couple outs without giving up a run and having Norfolk extend the lead. Currently 2-1 in their favor. That's a check swing as that pitch is upstairs once again from McIntyre for ball 3. 3-1. He's on the verge of loading the bases early on here in this top of the second inning. Of course, for Dean, had a tough outing against Waverly a couple of days ago as that one's grounded on over to Landon Greeno. He's looking to step on the first base bag and will do so for out number 2, and that'll keep the runners at second as well as third from advancing. As now Aiden Kelly, who line drived out to Ty Hanneborg in his last at-bat that resulted in a double play, now comes up to bat with an opportunity to extend the lead for Norfolk in this inning. Following the home run, the 2-run home run that already happened as that fastball from Dean's in there, strike number 1. Oh and 1 now with 2 outs. The next 0-1 pitch. Check swing is an off-speed, dips a little too low. Below the knees, ball 1, 1-1 the count. Kelly. As Geisler gives the sign on over to Dean McIntyre. He'll get himself prepped in the 1-1 pitch. Fastball that sneaks in for strike number 2. It's a 1-2 count with 2 down now in this top of the second. North Platte trailing 2-1 on our wicked fast scoreboard. 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error. For the side of Norfolk, 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error for the Bulldogs. Here comes the 1-2. That's going to pull Geisler really far away from his standard position for a ball. It's 2-2 the count with 2 down in the top of the second. Still 2 runners on at second as well as third for Norfolk, threatening to score. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Oh, that fastball travels upstairs for ball 3. 3-2 the count. Again, that's always been the discussion around the pitching aspect of McIntyre's game. We know he has a really good fastball, but his command and sometimes just control of said pitches wavers from time to time. And now the full count pitch. It's outside ball 4, and Kelly will now make his way on over to first for now a time going to be called as out comes Coach Ricky Holm, and he's going to have a word with Dean McIntyre and probably the infield with the bases loaded in the top of the second inning. You hate to say shades of Waverly last week, but that's kind of how it's looking right now with Dean on the mound. Of course, that was an 11-0 loss where he got whacked early in the ball game, and then Waverly kind of took their foot off the pedal the rest of the way, knowing they had the lead well in hand. But for North Platte High School, after picking up the win against Standing Bear last week, looking to build that game into maybe some momentum here for this triangular before they have a tough, grueling schedule the next week or so as they go to Grand Island on Monday, face Creighton Prep in a doubleheader, and then face Grand Island at home after that in another doubleheader. And those are 2 ranked opponents in Creighton and Grand Island. Said Grand Island number 4 and Creighton number 10 in the state of Nebraska in Class A. So up As Ethan Sinovic now up to bat, walked in his last plate appearance. So still 2 down, but the bases are loaded for the Panthers in their top of the second inning as that off speed from McIntyre is way in the dirt for ball number 1. It's 1-0 the count now. As McIntyre trying to lock back in after getting dinged up a little bit in this inning. His 1-0 pitch on its way. Drilled out to right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. That'll score a couple more as Townsend slips up. Here comes another run across. That's going to be a double there for Ethan Sinovic that will score 2 runs. And now the lead continues to grow for side of Norfolk and the Panthers as they now lead this ball game 4-0. 4 runs in this inning have come across for the side of Norfolk. Still, though, 2 runners on in scoring position at second and third. As that one's drilled up to center field. Caden Jolton's coming on to get it. He'll be there in plenty of time, and that's how this inning will come to an end. But not before 4 runs came across in the top of the second. It's now 4-1 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard. We come back here to the now bottom of the second inning on FM 98.1 and AM 1410.
In the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Bill Summers Ford Honda Nissan Lincoln for your next vehicle. Look online 24/7 at BillSummers.com. Bill Summers is Western Nebraska's leasing headquarters, and they have aggressive financing to get you into the vehicle you've been dreaming of. Check out all the inventory at BillSummers.com anytime. Bill Summers Ford Honda Nissan Lincoln, where families are our business. Highway 83 and Walker Road in North Platte, and online 24/7 at BillSummers.com.
Sit back and watch me pull it.
Hi, this is Dr. Chris Kroll. At Kroll Clinic, we specialize in all areas of rehab, from daily aches and pains to sports injuries to motor vehicle accidents or post-surgical care. We're the area's premier facility for concussion recovery. Visit us at KrollClinic.com, that's KRULL Clinic.com, or come visit us at Westfield Shopping Center in North Platte. We are committed to getting you back in the game of life without those annoying facility fees.
Welcome back here to Billwood Field on FM 98.1 AM 1410. 4-1 lead on our Wicked Fast scoreboard. 4 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for Norfolk compared to the 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error for North Platte High School. Our timeouts, as always, are brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortified Group. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortified Group in North Platte for all your farm, crop, auto, home, and commercial insurance, as well as Smokin' Double D's at Butch's in Hershey, locally owned and operated. They smoke their own meats low and slow to bring you award-winning barbecue. And Hands of Heartland. Hands of Heartland has offered support and services for those with developmental disabilities in Nebraska since 1998, and now bringing those to the North Platte area. So, first pitch from Mr. Flood into Ty Hanneborg will be in for strike 1, but then up into the heavens for ball number 1 as well. So 1-1 the count now. As Hanneborg this season, or the season is next one is off speed in for strike 2, 1-2 the count now to Hanneborg. Ty Hanneborg this season, 389 batting average, 3 doubles, 9 RBIs for North Platte High School. Already down in the count, 1-2. That's an inside for ball 2, 2-2 now the count. Kate Songster on deck with Connor Stifler in the hole. Songster, the designated hitter today for North Platte. 2-2 count. That one hopped up to center field. Onwards comes Senovic to get there, and he easily gloves it for out number 1. As Hanneborg had to reach for it just a little bit. As Songster comes up to bat, the freshman. Of course, we know this is a mixed team of youth, but also some seniority as Songster, 125 batting average, has 1 RBI to his name as he'll swing and miss on a fastball from Flood for strike number 1. So it's an 0-1 count as next pitch, swing and a miss from the freshman for strike 2. So 0-2 with 1 out to Kate Songster with Stifler on deck, Tyler Townsend in the hole. North Platte High School. Floods now 0-2. Swing and a miss. 3 straight pitches, 3 straight swings and misses, and there's 2 down here in this bottom of the second inning for Connor Stifler to appear this season. For Stifler from behind the bat, has yet to record a hit. Does have 3 RBIs to his name, but 0 for 17 so far, and today might be the day he looks to turn it around as Flood's off speed is in his own. Strike number 1. Tyler Townsend. Next pitch, 0-1. Straight upstairs for ball number 1. It's 1-1. Flood with his 1-1 will step into it. That one way in front from Stifler for a swing and a miss. Strike 2. Was thinking an off speed and was way up in front. Or fastball way up in front. 1-2 with 2 down here in this bottom of the second as Flood delivers. Swing and a miss from Stifler, and that's another strikeout, and that's how this bottom of the second will come to an end. Quick 1, 2, 3 inning. We now go to the top of the third with North Platte High School trailing Norfolk 4-1 here from Billwood Field on our triangular day. We'll have more. We come back. FM 98.1, AM 1410 live streaming at NorthPlattePost.com.
Hero Clean of North Platte delivers fast water, mold, and fire damage restoration services to the North Platte area. Hero Clean knows how challenging those times can be to you and to your family. Their Nebraska-based experts have a winning, reliable combination of training and equipment partnerships. Local, fast service in the North Platte area. Their average on-site time is 60 minutes, and they'll coordinate with your local insurance provider. Give Hero Clean a call now at 1-800-775-7876 and schedule a visit from a member of the team at Hero Clean in North Platte.
So what do you see in your future? Buying the perfect home with a big oak tree? Watching your child graduate from college? Or finding more time for hobbies during your retirement? Whatever your future holds, make sure you talk with the Farm Bureau Financial Services agent. Together, we'll create a plan that's right for you.
In North Platte, visit Jay Engel at fbfs.com/find-and-agent.
It's your future. Let's protect it. Future.
Welcome back here to Billwood Field, FM 98.1, AM 1410. And of course, if you do live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream, NorthPlattePost.com. 4-1 lead for Norfolk and the Panthers. 4 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for Norfolk. 1 run on 1 hit and 1 error for North Platte High School with Aiden Papstein up to bat for second time. He singled into left field in his last plate appearance, as that one will be pulled foul down the right field side for strike number 1. Our half-inning break, sir, is always brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortified Group. Check out his offices in North Platte at 621 South Dewey, Suite B, helping Nebraska families, farmers, and businesses for more than 50 years. Was our scoreboard sponsor for today's game and the whole season, Wicked Fast. If you download the MyPhillips 66 app yet, if not, you're missing out on so much savings with Wicked Fast. So now the count sits at 1-1. As that one going to go right into the glove of a diving Ty Hannibal. Can he get it to first? No, he cannot. And because of that, one runner will get aboard with Papstein, but good save from Ty Hannibal to reach for it. It was close to center field. And now there's a runner as Alex Makshantsev now will check in. for his second appearance. He hit a home run the last time that he was up to bat for Norfolk. And Team McIntyre avoid what happened last inning against Norfolk, and it gave up 4 runs last inning. 4 hits, Ken. And of course, you get that inning and you bring back shades of the Waverly flashbacks, and hoping that maybe with a good little talk in the dugout with Coach, he can reel it in a little bit more. As that one is skied into the heavens once again. Underneath it gets Peters, and he gets there and gloves it for out number 1. So crisis averted. And now up to bat for the side of Norfolk, Maddox Magnuson. He struck out looking in his first plate appearance against Dean McIntyre. There is 1 runner at first for the side of Norfolk, as Michelson on deck and Caleb Dish in the hole. As there goes the runner. That one going to be gloved up by Stifler. Can't tag at second, but will get the easy out at first. So Papstein will steal second successfully, but on the bright side, there is now 2 down following the ground out from Maddox Magnuson. As up to bat comes Carter Michelson. He singled into center field in his last plate appearance, but there are 2 down in this top of the third, so North Platte trending in the right direction in this inning. But can Dean continue that upward trajectory? As I say that, it's going to fly right into his back with that pitch. So Michelson goes to first on a hit by pitch, and here comes Caleb Dish up to bat. As Dish reached on an error in his last plate appearance. So 2 down. In this inning. That one going to go on over to third for an easy glove from Connor Stifler. And just like that, the inning is now over. We're going to the bottom of the third inning. Good bounce back for North Platte High School after giving up 4 runs last inning. None this time about. Can they answer their own misfortunes offensively with some runs on their end? Well, you'll have to see. We come back here, FM 98.1, AM 1410, live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Hands of Heartland has offered support and services for those with developmental disabilities in Nebraska since 1998 and is now bringing those services to the North Platte area. Residential services, respite services, community services, and even day services. Hands of Heartland offers a full array of services from 24-hour supports to just a few hours per week. Learn more today online at handsofheartland.com. That's handsofheartland.com. Hands of Heartland, providing creative opportunities to live and grow.
Get ready for the ultimate fun day out. Start at Brigham's Tap Room with a brand new menu you won't want to miss. Catch all of the action on game day with your favorite teams on our big screens. Pair the excitement with amazing drinks, and you've got the ultimate game day experience at Brigham's Tap Room. And when you're ready for more fun, head over to Wild Bill's Fun Center. To our action-packed arcade, your pins in our bowling alley, and gear up for an epic laser tag battle. There's something for everyone at Wild Bill's, where the fun never stops.
Welcome back here to Billwood Field, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and of course, live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com. As Dogs so far are in the hole right now, 4-1 on our wicked fast scoreboard. As Tyler Townsend now comes up to bat for his first time about. 4-1, the wicked fast scoreboard. Our half inning breaks are brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. You can check out Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. Its location 621 South Dewey, Suite B, as Townsend will rattle one back to the netting for strike number 1. On deck, Jackson Peters with Caden Johnson in the hole. Brendan Flood's been pretty good today. 28 total pitches, 23 strikes to 5 balls. And make that 6 as it runs into the ankle of Tyler Townsend. And now on over to first, Townsend goes for Jackson Peters, who reached on an error As it bounced off the glove of Michelson at second. He does have Tyler Townsend at first base. Johnson on deck. Dean McIntyre in the hole for North Platte High School on the offensive side of things. As Flood, with a long glance at first, fires the next one, and there's Jackson Peters taking a heavy swing for strike number 1. 0-1 the count now, with one runner on, being Tyler Townsend at first base here in the first game of the triangular today. Norfolk and Malcolm will be playing next, and then North Platte will take on Malcolm in the last game, as that fastball from Flood is too low for ball number 1. It's 1-1 now, the count, with a runner on over at first, being Tyler Townsend. 4-1 lead for the Panthers on our wicked fast scoreboard in the bottom of the third inning. As Flood will get the sign in from Hayden Kelly, and here comes, was going to be the 1-1 pitch, as pickoff attempt will get Townsend back. So we'll still stay at 1-1 the count. Now, of course, we all know head coach Ricky Holm very aggressive on the base pads. Comes with its pros and its cons. As the 1-1, another big heavy swing and a miss from Jackson Peters for strike number 2. 1-2 the count now, as off speed caught him off guard. Nobody out in the bottom of the third inning, as Flood looks for the first out via strikeout against Peters. There goes Townsend. Throw on over to second from Kelly is not good. It's going to be in time, but dropping the ball is Caleb Dish, and Tyler Townsend will easily make it to second as the ball was far away from Dish. So another beautiful throw from Hayden Kelly, but unfortunately the infield just not taking advantage of them, and a runner now in scoring position for North Platte High School. And there's that double-edged sword. If Dish was able to hold on to the ball, it was going to be an easy, quick out at second base. But it did work out for North Platte High. It's 2-2 the count now to Jackson Peters, as he wants to drive Townsend home. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Flood to Peters. That one, another one that's upstairs. Strike number 3 is down goes Connor Stifler. All of his swings and misses were pitches that were way upstairs out of the zone. So there's one out here in this bottom of the third inning. Caden Johnson up to bat. Of course, singled into center field in his last plate appearance against Flood. As Flood will get ready to deliver in his first pitch to the center fielder. That one, little looper into right field. Can it get down in time? It will for a base hit. They won't be able to bring, Tyler Townsend home, but he is safe at second, as Coach Holm not happy with Tyler Townsend almost getting tagged out, and we're going to have some time called to have an argument about what happened at second. Coach Holm not happy, as Townsend was a little too adventurous with the drifting off of the base pads, as the ball got a little closer than maybe he was expecting in right field. He was off the bag by a pretty far margin and was able just barely in time to get back before Caleb Dish applied the tag. So there's 2 runners on the base pads now for North Platte High School following the second hit today from Caden Johnson for Dean McIntyre, who struck out swinging in his last plate appearance. All big misses from Dean McIntyre, with Landon Greeno on deck and Logan Hayes in the hole for North Platte High School in the bottom of the third inning. Though they have 2 runners on the base pads to potentially score if Dean can hit one far and deep. His first pitch from Flood is too high for ball 1. 1-0 the count with 1 out, as Kelly calling for an adjustment. Lefty Flood so far, 35 pitches, 27 strikes to 8 balls in this first game today for Norfolk. As he'll take a long glance again at second to get another sign from Dish. It's Flood. Gets set. Was going to deliver the 1-0, as a pickoff attempt at second will not be in time, as Tyler Townsend will get back. It's back in time for a safe play, and it's runners at first and second for North Platte High School in this bottom of the third inning. The next pitch, swinging and a miss. Throw again on over to second as Tyler Townsend gets back in time. He's playing with some fire out there at second base. Probably going to give Coach Holm a heart attack before the end of this game, maybe even before the end of this at bat if he continues it up. But it's 1-1 the count with one out in this bottom of the third inning. As Flood now will glance at second again another time, and here comes the 1-1. That pitch down the center for strike two. It's 1-2 the count now to the pitcher, Dean McIntyre. Greeno on deck with Logan Hayes in the hole. 1-2 with one out now. Flood looking for another strikeout. Take a long glance at second. A 1-2. That one's outside for ball two. Good awareness from McIntyre this time to not swing on a pitch outside the zone. 2-2 with one out. Bottom of the third. Dogs trying to come back in this game, trailing 4-1 after giving up the 4 runs in the top of the second. 1 2-run home run and then a 2-run RBI double from the Panthers. As Flood with his 2-2 pitch gets the sign from Kelly into his windup. Popped up. That might be an easy out as drifting on over to first it goes. And there's out number 2. And unfortunately for Dean McIntyre, his second out of this ball game for him. As now up to bat comes Landon Greeno. Sacrifice flew out in his first plate appearance for North Platte in the bottom of the first inning. Scored a runner. Now has Townsend at second, Johnson at first to potentially bring home and cut into this Panther lead in the bottom of the third inning. Only 39 pitches have been thrown so far by Flood, fast and efficient. And with 2 games on the dockets for either squad that's here today at the Triangular, as Flood will get the sign from Kelly and look to deliver his first pitch, but will step off and move Tyler Townsend back to second. Because with 2 outs, we've seen it plenty of times with Coach Holm to do the double steal. It's worked a lot of the years he's put it in place, but has costed the Dogs some runs and the Nationals as Greeno takes a big hack and he'll miss it for strike number 1. 0-1 the count now to Landon Greeno. 2 down in this bottom of the third inning. As Flood with a long stare down delivers the 0-1. Well, that off speed was upstairs for ball 1. 1-1 the count now. Yes, it's a beautiful Saturday here at Billwood Field. 4-1 on our Weekend Fast scoreboard in favor of Norfolk and the Panthers as next pitch. That one into right field for a base hit. They're waving Tyler Townsend home. Here he comes with it. The throw on over to first, and Townsend gets home safely. The relay to first and then the throw home. Not in time, and there's old reliable Landon Greeno getting another hit and a run for North Platte High School. As there's now a runner at first as well as third base for North Platte High School with Logan Hayes up to bat. Dogs can really eat into the lead now if Hayes can bring another hit into the outfield. Struck out swinging in his last plate appearance. Still 2 outs in this bottom of the third inning, but now a 4-2 lead for Norfolk and the Panthers. Hanneborg on deck with Kate Songster in the hole as that fastball right down the center, strike number 1. As that one's going to get in there, and they're going to call an out as Landon Greeno was trying to steal second base. As there seemed to be some miscommunication between the coaching staff. And because of that, that's how this inning, unfortunately, will come to an end. So the Dogs did get 1 run across. Now cut into the lead against Norfolk. Had an opportunity to do it a little bit more, but mistakes on the base pads, which killed them last year, killing them right now again. We'll come back with more of today's game on FM 98.1, AM 1410 live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Buying a car is not always the most pleasant experience, but it doesn't have to be that way. A quarter of a century. That's how long Premier Toyota has been in the North Platte community, delivering a car buying experience that's friendly, easy, and fun. Check PremierAutoplex.com first, then stop by 2600 South Willow Street in North Platte. See Premier Toyota for your next new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle. Premier Toyota at PremierAutoplex.com, just south of I-80, North Platte.
Runza's barbecue bacon Swiss burger is for barbecue lovers.
I respect barbecue.
That's great, Carl.
No, you don't understand. The balance of sweet and smoky barbecue sauce, the crispiness of the bacon, the way Swiss cheese just melts over everything. It's an art form.
So you approve?
I'm having a moment here.
Try the barbecue bacon Swiss burger at Runza. Because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
The Bulldogs play here on FM 98.1 and 1410 AM, KOOQ AM, North Platte. Enjoy a great home-cooked breakfast from Merrick's Ranch House, Tuesday through Sunday from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Dine in, order online at merricksnp.com, use DoorDash, or call 532-8200 for carryout.
Welcome back here to Billwood Field, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and as always, live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream, NorthPlattePost.com. You ready to play some shenanigans out in the outfield? Well, I love me some shenanigans in the outfield. Is now on the mound for North Platte High School is Caden Johnson for the Dogs, and with that, we're going to have some rotations going about. Songster out now in left with Jackson Peters in center field. And now Caden Johnson on the mound for the Dogs. Of course, with the seasons growing on, we've seen more and more of Caden Johnson pitching. I mean, it's so tough to pull him away from what he does in center field because he is such an anchor out in that position. But now with Dean McIntyre moving back to catcher, see what Caden Johnson can do to right the ship pitching-wise for North Platte High School as his fastball is tied up and in for ball number 1 to the leadoff batter, Jordan Schnorr. The next one from Johnson is down low for ball 2. 2-0 the count. 4-2 lead on our Wicked Fast scoreboard. Dogs are able to get one run across last inning with their 3 hits now on the board. 4 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for Norfolk. 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error for North Platte High School as Johnson able to bounce back with his first strike of this at-bat. 3-1. And, of course, we see Johnson normally in the closer position when he comes up to pitch normally. Now in a relief effort here in the top of the 4th inning. Another great pitch from Caden Johnson for strike number 2. It's 3-2 the count with nobody on and nobody out in this top of the 4th inning. As looking for his first strikeout today comes Caden Johnson, and spoke a little too soon, and maybe a little bit of a caster curse as that's ball number 4, and on over to first. First goes Jordan Schnorr for Hayden Kelly, who walked in his last plate appearance, line drived into a double play in his first appearance of today's ball game. Interesting to see, of course, how Joni can operate. He's been good. It's so funny because a lot of the pitchers this season are almost like last year's. As there's a fastball in there for strike number 1. In some instances, they're really good and you're really happy with the progression they've made. And then they'll have a spotty start or two where you sit around and go, oh boy, those weren't the cleanest of appearances. As quick pickoff will almost get Schnorr at first. So still an 0-1 count here in this top of the 4th inning. 4-2 lead for Norfolk. Our Wicked Fast scoreboard is, here comes the 0-1. Another bunt attempt from Kelly for, this time, ball 1. This is where the tough part's going to come for North Platte High School as, again, you have 2 games today, and you really don't want to go through all your pitchers in game number 1 when you have Malcolm, who's 8-1 on this season, As your 4 o'clock game, as that's a slow little dribbler picked up by Johnson. He'll throw it to first, and it's out of the glove of Landon Greeno. So with that, the steal from Schnorr, who got to second, now is going to make it to third after Greeno, unfortunately, could not hold on to the baseball. I mean, it was pretty high up and above Landon Greeno. He had to be on his tippy toes to get it. And unfortunately, because of that, there's now runners at the corners for the side of Norfolk. That's their 6th hit today. Correct? That's their going to count for an error on the side of North Platte. So, second Bulldog error as Ethan Senovic up to bat. He doubled into right in his last plate appearance. That brought some runs home. And then walked in his first at-bats. Has Schnorr at third and then Kelly at first as Joni with a good pitch in the zone for strike number 1. It's 0-1 the count now. Still nobody out in this top of the 4th inning. For Norfolk, as another pickoff attempt will this time get Kelly back at first. Still an 0-1 count into the center fielder Senovic. As Johnson stare down, delivers. Off speed, beautiful dip into the zone from Caden Johnson. And you can tell, of course, this is my first time seeing Joni this season, how much he's already improved in his pitches so far comparatively to last season. I thought last season was a good step up in both the high school and the Legion seasons. Another pickoff attempt will get Kelly back. And so far, been very pleased with the command and control he's had in his limited pitches already. As here comes the 0-2 from Jolson. Another fastball is swung on by and missed by Ethan Senovic for out number 1. As Wes Koenig up to bat. He's flown out in both of his appearances on over to Landon Greeno at first in his first at-bat, and then to Caden Johnson in his second in center field. So there's still 2 runners on the base pads for side of Norfolk, and the Panthers is going to have a pinch hitter for side of Norfolk is as Brian Horta will pinch hit in this at-bat with 2 runners on for Norfolk as he'll drive one. That one going on over to right field. Townsend getting under it, and it's out of his glove. And because of that, 1 run's going to score, and that'll constitute the 3rd Bulldog error as Townsend flying all the way from right field, trying to get underneath it, but it bounces out of the glove, and another run will come across on another error for North Platte High School. As really been the thing for the Dogs so far this season that's been the most concerning has been the errors that have racked up, as now there's 2 runners on for Aiden Papstein with runner at second and first. He's singled in his 2 plate appearances so far. It's now 5-2 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard. Still 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. Now an 0-2 count to Papstein as Dogs trying to limit not only the bleeding, but really now at this point in the game, just the mistakes that have been racked up on their side. As Joneson's 0-2. Swing and a miss. Another beautiful pitch from Caden Johnson. As there's now 2 down. As McShonsiv now will come up to bat. As there's 2 runners once again on. Horta at first, Kelly at second. Johnson find the final out here and at least give up just the 1 run that was off of an error McChauncey will see a pitch in there, ball number 1. 1-0 the count now. It's 5-2 on our Weekend Fast scoreboard in favor of Norfolk and the Panthers. Again, game number 1 of our 2-game day today for the Bulldogs is a beautiful pitch from Jones in there. Strike number 1. 1-1 now, the count. As 2 down, Johnson looking for a strikeout to end this inning and hope to not give up another runs to come across. As, of course, Caden Johnson going to the College of Phoenix College next season, as that one is cutting on over to the first base side as Johnson's flying in when it takes a nasty pull back behind him for another strike. So it's a foul ball, and it's now 1-2 the count with 2 down. McChauncey is Kelly's still at second, Horta at first. Home run and a flyout in his 2 plate appearances so far. Should be a huge opportunity for the Dogs to limit the bleeding and only give up the 1 run. There's Johnson, long stare at second, delivers. Pulling foul back to the opposing team dugout for another 1-2 count. On deck, Magnuson with Michelson in the hole for Norfolk. As Johnson gets the sign from catcher Dean McIntyre, and the now 1-2 pitch. Another foul ball from McChauncey, and with that, we'll still stay at 1-2. Johnson up to 21 pitches so far, 15 strikes, 6 balls. Now the question will become, how long can he go in today's game as as the Dogs look to can have another game today against Malcolm. Oh, that fastball in there. Strike number 3. Another strikeout, and down go Norfolk. They got 1 run across, though, on a couple of some North Platte errors. We're going to the bottom of the 4th inning. Can North Platte make a charge as we are starting to get closer and closer to the end of this game? You'll have to find out, of course. We come back here to Billwood Field on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Spring is here. The sun is shining, flowers are blooming, and every time the wind blows, you feel it inside. And that foggy glass? No, that's not morning dew. It's a sign it's time for an upgrade. Good news. Larry's Glass in North Platte, a locally and veteran-owned business, has the expertise to upgrade those old windows with crystal clear views and energy efficiency to keep your home comfortable all year round. Enjoy spring without the indoor breeze. Call Larry's Glass today or stop by 211 West 5th in North Platte, where quality meets clarity.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
Ask me, Shelter Agent Brent Rogo, how to protect what you have waited for. Find me at 405 East C Street in North Platte.
Welcome back here to Billwood Field, FM 98.1, AM 1410, as North Platte High School trailing now 5-2 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard. Of you as always downloaded the Mike Phillips 66 app yet. If not, you're missing out on so much savings with Wicked Fast. Happening breaks are brought to you in part by Kevin McGann of the Fortifying Group. His location 621 South Dewey, Sweet Beat, as well as our other sponsors for the Sports Zone here today. Premier Toyota. Premier Toyota, you'll find a friendly and easy to work with staff that will, of course, look to find the very best for you with their pre-owned and new vehicles. Premier Toyota, let's go places. As well as another round bar and grill where fun meets fine dining. So Logan Hayes up to bat now for North Platte High School. So far today for Hayes, he struck out swinging in his very first plate appearance. As it's 5-2 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard. as Hayes will chop one foul into the parking lot for another strike. It's currently an 0-2 count to the shortstop in today's game. 5 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for Norfolk. 2 runs, 3 hits, but 3 errors that have all been costly for North Platte High School, as Hayes will swing and miss again. And down he goes for the second time on strikes. As here comes Ty Hanneborg. He flew out to Ethan Sinovic in the first at-bat. Cade Songster on deck with Connor Stifler in the hole for the Bulldogs. Here in this bottom of the 4th inning, Flood doing fantastic today in terms of limiting the pressure from North Platte High School. And we knew that was going to be the thing for Norfolk, as really good pitching numbers this season, 4.23 ERA, while their hitting was the one lacking behind at 212 batting average. So far, their bats have reawoken as the fastball from Flood is not there for ball one. 1-1 with 1 out in this bottom of the 4th inning. It was more of like, can the Dogs take advantage maybe of the little bit better hitting percentages and maybe weaken up this rotation, as that's a big hit from Ty Hanneborg into left field for a base hit. Gets his first hit today and the 4th hit for North Platte High School. As up to bat for the Dogs, Cade Songster, who is now playing in left field with Kane Johnson moving to the mound, struck out swinging in his last plate appearance on 3 straight pitches, has Ty Hanneborg at first with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning. Now Dogs starting to pick some momentum up offensively as that off speed in there. Strike number 1. Of course, it's always so tough for a freshman to come into the varsity level right off the rip. We know Songster at the lower levels was very well regarded, and it's still a massive jump to start your first season of high school in the varsity level. And the pickoff attempt gets the veteran Ty Hanneborg back to first. Connor Stifler on deck with Tyler Townsend in the hole for North Platte High School. They trail 5-2 on our Weekend Fast scoreboard in game number 1 of this 2-game set today, as Ty Hanneborg with a really great jump will successfully steal second base. Got a rocket of a jump as Flood's off speed did not get to Hayden Kelly in time, and with that, 1-1 count now to Songster, with Hanneborg at second base in scoring position for North Platte High School. As Flood with the long stare glances at second, and here comes his 1-1. Way upstairs for ball 2. It's 2-1 the count now, with 1 runner on and 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Flood at 52 total pitches, 39 strikes to 13 balls. Just another quick glance at second. And again, the 2-1. Ooh, swing and a miss. Throw to second will get Ty Hanneborg back. Songster had a good idea of what was coming in, but just a little too much in front. 2-2 with 1 out. Stifler on deck. Townsend in the hole for North Platte High School, trailing 5-2 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard. Have you downloaded the Mike Phillips 66 app yet? If not, you're missing out on so much savings with Wicked Fast. As here comes the 2-2 pitch from Braden Flood. Swing and a miss, and down goes Songster. Another pitch that got him in the first at-bat in this game for Flood, is Songster swinging on pitches that were just too high up. And now here comes Connor Stifler, who also struck out swinging in his last plate appearance for North Platte High School. Still has a runner in scoring position, being Ty Hanneborg at second. Stifler looking for his first hit this season. He's now 0 for 18 in the batter's box for North Platte High School. Now would be a great time to record that hit with Ty Hanneborg in scoring position at second base. Flood's first pitch. Swing and a miss by Stifler for strike number 1. 0-1 the count now. 5-2 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Dogs are still within reach of this game. Just need to batten the hatches down and get some good hits in. The 0-1 for Stifler. Check swing, throw on over to second. Might get Ty Hanneborg in some trouble, but a throw from Kelly that was up high allowed Hanneborg to get back in time. A very dangerous play for Ty Hanneborg, as he was very far away from second. But it's 0-2 now to Connor Stifler with 2 down here in this inning. As Flood looking for another strikeout this time to end the inning, but he'll step off and get reset. He'll get the sign from Caleb Dish at shortstop. 0-2. Wouldn't be surprised to see a pickoff attempt here, potentially. As Flood, long glance at second. The 0-2. That's foul tipped off from Stifler for another opportunity at the plate. 0-2 and 2 outs. Bottom of the fourth. With to bat being Stifler. It was going to be Tyler Townsend up next, but it looks like we're going to have a new pinch hitter as the 0-2. There goes Ty Hanneborg, and that one is skied upstairs and on over to first, really running to get it. And there's out number 3. And just like that, this inning comes to an end. We're now going to the top of the 5th inning at North Platte High School. Unfortunately, in this one, trailing 5-2, we come back to Billwood Field on FM 98.1 and AM 1410.
It's on it. It's that's friendly, no it's your gas food, your favorite drink. That's right. Stop.
Are you in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Bill Summers Ford, Honda, Nissan, Lincoln for your next vehicle. Look online 24/7 at BillSummers.com. Bill Summers is Western Nebraska's leasing headquarters, and they have aggressive financing to get you into the vehicle you've been dreaming of. Check out all the inventory at BillSummers.com anytime. Bill Summers Ford, Honda, Nissan, Lincoln, where families are our business. Highway 83 and Walker Road in North Platte, and online 24/7 at BillSummers.com.
Welcome back here to Billwood Field, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and as always, live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com. It's a 5-2 lead on our Wicked Fast scoreboard in favor of Norfolk and the Panthers, with Maddox Magnuson now up to bat. Our timeouts and happening breaks are, as always, brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. You can check out Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. Location 621 South Dewey. Sweet beat. Beautiful play from Landon Greeno as well as Connor Stifler. Stifler with a good glove, and then throw on over to first as Magnuson gets down on a ground out to lead off this top of the 5th inning with Carter Michelson now up to bat. Again, our happening breaks brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. You can check out Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. Location 621 South Dewey Street, Suite B in North Platte for your farm, crop, auto, home, and commercial insurance. As well as Justin Thompson Family Agency with American Family Insurance. You can check out their offices in North Platte, Ogallala, Broken Bow, as well as Ord. As Johnson's next pitch into Michelson gets blown right past him for the first strike. Being a now 1-1 count with 1 out. Caleb Dish on deck with Jordan Schnorr in the hole for the Panthers. 1-1. Swing and another miss as Johnson's looking very locked in today. And exactly what the Bulldogs needed after a topsy-turvy affair on the mound in this contest. The 1-2. Off speed, slightly tipped off by Michelson for a foul ball. We'll still stay at 1-2 the count now. As Johnson likes to sign for McIntyre. Another 1-2. Ooh, that one. Titans side for ball 2. It's 2-2 the count now to Carter Michelson as getting set now. Johnson will shake off a couple signs and like the next one. 2-2. Way upstairs. There's ball 3. It's 3-2 the count now to Michelson. As he singled in his first plate appearance and was drilled in the back for a walk, as that one's into the sky. Underneath it gets Connor Stifler, and he gets there and gloves it with a little bit of some hesitation to it. But there's the second out. It was top of the 5th inning. Exactly what the Dogs needed. As Caleb Dish, who is 0 for 2 today, reached on an error in his first plate appearance, and then line drived out to Connor Stifler last time. As Schnorr on deck, and then Hayden Kelly in the hole, as Johnson's first pitch is right there, strike number 1. Man, what a great game this is for Caden Johnson so far. Again, we talked about what was his next step in progression, because we know how well he is as a center fielder, as back goes Ty Handelborg into the outfield grass, falling the little tip into the air, and there's out number 3. That's a quick 1-2-3, top of the 5th inning for North Platte High School. And with that, we're now going to the bottom of the 5th on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream. Can the Dogs get back into it with some good hits and some good runs come across? You'll have to see when we get back here to Bill Woodfield.
The start. Nothing beats spending the day watching the game with your buddies. Dude, I'm literally right here. Let's do this. Which is why a shelter insurance renter's policy is key to your winning game plan. It protects things your landlord's policy doesn't. Dude, where's your TV? What? No way, dude. Like that flat screen TV that just got stolen.
Ask me, shelter agent Brant Rogo, about shelter's competitive renter's insurance rates.
Looking for midweek fun? River's Edge Golf Club has you covered. Wednesday, test your knowledge at trivia night, kicking off at 7 p.m. Gather your team and show off those brainy skills. Thursday, it's burger night. Buy one delicious, juicy burger and get the second half off. Now that's a deal worth swinging for. And with the weather warming up, it's the perfect time to hit the greens. Call now to book your tee time. River's Edge Golf Club, where good times and great golf meet.
Welcome back here to Billwood Field on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com. 5-2 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard as we have now made our way to the bottom of the 5th inning. Our happening breaks brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. Check out his location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B, as well as Dr. Chris Kroll and his crew at Kroll Clinic. Whether on the field, court, or diamond, injuries can happen at Kroll Clinic. They specialize in sports injuries, helping you get back in the game faster. And here's the best part about it. There's no facility fees. So Tyler Townsend has been rotated out of right field. And because of that, we have a new hitter and new right fielder, Tommy Haggard, here to bat after I got berated with comments by the Haggard family right next to me, which is the craziest part. I have the whole crew here, and I asked a simple question, and might as well have taken me out to the stake and murdered me right there. As he'll swing and miss for strike number 1, and he'll foul the next one off for strike 2. 0-2 the count now to Haggard. Jackson Peters on deck. Caden Johnson in the hole for North Platte High School. They trail 5-2 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard in the bottom of the 5th inning. As Flood, who's been on the mound since the inception of this game, still there, and that one just outside. Ball number 1. 1-2 the count. Nobody out, nobody on. 61 total pitches for Flood, 47 strikes, 14 balls. He's been exceptional today for Norfolk. Has helped get them to this 5-2 lead, or at least keep the lead ever since getting it in the top of the 2nd inning, as Haggard fouls it off for another 1-2 count. 1-2. Nobody out. Haggard with an opportunity to lead off with a big hit. Maybe start the comeback here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The 1-2. Upstairs. Ball 2. 2-2 the count with nobody out, nobody on. Peterson and Johnson on deck, so the speedsters for North Platte are ready to rock and roll after Haggard. He fouls another one back to the backstop, so he's having a good battle with Flood in his first at-bat today. Pinch hitting and substituting for Tyler Townsend in right. As Flood now, deep breath. Here comes the 2-2. That one's low below the knees for ball 3, and Haggard's now worked at full 3-2 the count. If he can walk or at least get on here, and you have Peters and Johnson up next, it's a good way to start this inning for North Platte's offense. 3-2, off speed, way off the mark. And just like that, Tommy Haggard makes his way on over to first with a walk. And here comes Jackson Peters. Reached on an error on Michelson's part at second base in his first plate appearance, and struck out swinging in his second. Now, I would not be shocked if we see a bunt potentially here from Jackson Peters, knowing how quick he can get on over to first. There is some action in the bullpen for Norfolk. So I would most certainly not be shocked if we see Coach Holm try to bunt the runners on to the next chance. As that fastball outside from Flood, it's ball number 1. You can see this inning's been a little more strugglesome for Brendan Flood. His control, again, he's been so perfect so far today, but you can see the wear and tear starting to go. Great jump by Tommy Haggard, and Kelly's not even going to attempt to throw to second. Tommy Haggard got a beautiful leap from first base, and because of that, he'll successfully steal the second. And it's 2-0 the count. I mean, Hayden Kelly didn't even attempt a throw, and now the infield making their way closer to the grass. 2-0 the count now as Flood will take a breath and glance at second and deliver. Swing and a miss by Jackson Peters for strike number 1. 2-1 the count to Peters. Johnson on deck with Dean McIntyre in the hole for North Platte High School. Flood with his now 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss by Peters on another one that was upstairs, and that's really been the reoccurring theme for the young fellas this year for North Platte High School. A lot of swings on pitches that were way upstairs. And what was a good count for Jackson Peters now is a 2-2 count. Here comes Flood's pitch. That's outside ball 3, so good quick learning from Jackson Peters to not swing on that pitch. And with that, it's still now a 3-2 count with nobody out. Tommy Haggard at second base for North Platte High School. As Flood likes the sign from Kelly. Here comes that full count pitch on the way. It's down low, ball 4, and now here comes the scary part for Flood because you have 2 speedsters on the base pads for Caden Johnson, who, if you were coming into today, would be a little worried about his hitting because it's not been the best this season. 158 batting average, but so far today, 2 for 2 with 2 singles, and now we're going to have a discussion. Out comes the coach to talk with his pitcher, with Haggard at second, Peters at first, and knowing Coach Holm, I already see the gears turning in his head, and I'm already hearing the screaming of double steal. It's like the devil on his shoulder, the angel saying don't do it, and then the devil saying do it. It is a Coach Holm special. I mean, you couldn't go a season without seeing head coach Ricky Holm just attempt to double steal at once, and it comes an opportunity where the Dogs are looking not only for some momentum, but have been getting in their own way today. 3 errors that have resulted in the runs coming across for Norfolk. And with how well Caden Johnson's been swinging, would not be shocked if I see Haggard blitz to third. As same thing with Jackson Peters. And then get 2 runners at second and third, and then Caden Johnson, who's been really good today with his bat, driving both home with a single into the outfield. But you have to convert on it, and we've known with how today has gone, there's been some mishaps on the base pads for the Dogs, as Norfolk is expecting potentially that, as a fastball from Flood is there for strike number 1 to Caden Johnson. Dean McIntyre is on deck with Landon Greeno in the hole for North Platte High School. 0-1 the count now with nobody out. Peters at first, Haggard at second. Flood gets a sign from Kelly. Here comes the 0-1. That's upstairs, ball 1. to Johnson. And the Phoenix College commit. Love to see that. Excited to see where he was going to go, and he'll go for baseball. Just to nobody's shock or surprise, as here comes the 1-1 pitch from Flood, and Tommy Hager's going to try to go to third. It gets into the outfield, and that means Tommy Hager's going to easily walk his way on home. Hayden Kelly, who has been so good behind home plate today, with a costly error that will result in North Platte High School getting a run across. And because of that, it's now 5-3 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard as that ball goes way into the outfield. And because of that, Haggard comes home. Peters moves to second. It's now a 5-3 lead, and Caden Johnson can now freely go swinging with a runner in scoring position at second base. 2-1 the count now as Flood fires. Upstairs again, ball number 3. 3-1 the count. With nobody out. One runner on being Jackson Peters at second base as Flood staring down the barrel of walking Caden Johnson. The 3-1. That one skied on over to right field. It might fall down, and it does for a base hit as Jackson Peters did not take off from second, and that is a double for Caden Johnson, and it should have scored Peters, but Peters was expecting potentially the ball to be grabbed up by right fielder Jordan Schnorr, or he was thinking it might even fall foul, so because of that, Peters stayed at second and will walk his way on over to first. That's another hit for the Dogs. 5th hit today. And with that, Flood going to have a conversation. And how about Dean McIntyre coming up to bat? Nobody out. 2 runners on at second and third base, being Johnson at second and Peters at first. We know that he has that power to drive both home, but so far 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a flyout. You'll see a fastball that's tight inside for strike number 1. So it's 0-1 the count now to the catcher, Dean McIntyre. Greeno on deck and Logan Hayes in the hole for North Platte High School. As Floods 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. I get some fears and some thoughts in my mind that Jackson Peters might be potentially stealing home. Again, left-handed pitcher, perfect opportunity to see the coach home special. Now the 0-2 to Dean McIntyre. That's below the knees for ball number 1. 1-2 the count. Big opportunity for McIntyre, who's had a good season to start so far with a couple of extra base hits. Can he make it? Can he add to that list here? The 1-2. Swing and a miss, and down goes Dean McIntyre, stringing his second strikeout today. And now up to bat comes old reliable Landon Greeno. He's 1 for 1, a sac fly in his first at bat. He singled into right in his second. Can old reliable continue to churn home the runs for North Platte High School and tie the game up in this bottom of the 5th inning? Runners at second and third. He turns one. It's going to center field. It falls down. One run's going to come home. Here comes the second. Landon Greeno's going to waltz his way into second with a double. His second double of this season. Old Reliable keeps turning out the hits. And North Platte High School has tied the game 5-5 here. How about that? With 1 out and probably the end of Brendan Flood's day, the Dogs now tie it up 5-5 following a big hit from Landon Greeno, his 6th hit today. And the Dogs now are tied as up comes Brody Pittner to courtesy run for Landon Greeno. As Pittner then going to run back on over. But we got a new pitcher coming on deck here for Norfolk. So Flood will have his day come to an end. 82 total pitches, 57 strikes, and 25 balls is the pitcher that's going to go on the mound for Norfolk. I think that's Adrian O'Brien. He comes up. as O'Brien now will be taking over for Flood, and maybe you think maybe a tad bit too late with 2 more runs coming across, and now a 5-5 ball game at the moment on our Wicked Fast scoreboard. If you download the My Phillips 66 app yet, if not, you're missing out on so much savings with Wicked Fast. 5 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for Norfolk compared to the 5 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors for North Platte High School, as O'Brien will be taking over, a right-handed pitcher. On over at second base is Landon Green. Well, it was Landon Greeno, but now it's Brody Pittner who will be courtesy running for Greeno, as Flood gets his day done. 82 pitches so in his totality, but did give up those 5 runs. So the Dogs finally starting to find a little bit of that momentum, after having a tough start to the season from a hitting standpoint. 232 on the year, really have picked it up for granted that it is the top half of the order that has been really raking it in today for North Platte High School. Can the bottom now start to find its momentum? Logan Hayes will be the first batter that O'Brien's going to see today. He's got 2 straight strikeouts does Logan Hayes have on his tally today. Has Pittner courtesy running on over at second base. Of course, Pittner medaling this year for state wrestling in his final season at North Platte High School. It's a huge moment for him and his dad, who have worked so hard to get to that part now, with an opportunity here to flash that straight line speed and come home if Logan Hayes can get one to the outfield. That first pitch from O'Brien is blowing in for ball number 1. Actually, strike correction there. Maybe I need to get my glasses checked out there. So 0-1 with 1 out. Ty Hanneborg on deck, Cade Songster in the hole for the Dogs. As here comes the 0-1, as there's Coach Pittner down there. Hear him screaming. Fastball this time outside for ball 1. 1-1 the count. So shortstop Logan Hayes. Runner in scoring position at second being Brody Pittner. As O'Brien with Lance at second. Here comes the 1-1. Another one that's going to be outside for ball 2. It's 2-1 the count now, with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning. Dogs, giving up 4 runs in the top of the second, have slowly but steadily worked their way back into this ball game. Have tied it up in this inning with 5 runs coming across. Here comes the 2-1 from O'Brien. Another one that's down low, and love the look from Logan Hayes, just after striking out twice, just forcing O'Brien to get one into the zone on his own accord. As he'll take a deep breath and get back into the batter's box, and O'Brien back into the pitching mound. 3-1 with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. O'Brien gets a sign from Kelly that he likes. Here comes said 3-1 pitch. That one grounded on over to third. Now Magnuson throws to first. It's in time, and then Brody Pittner will make his way to third. So there's a ground out from Logan Hayes, will move Pittner on over to third base, and guess what? Here comes Ty Hanneborg. Big hit in the left field in his last plate appearance. Another one of those could drive Brody Pittner home. 1 for 2 today. A fly out into center field to Sidovic, and then singled into left last time out. Can he bring another one home for North Platte High School and take their lead, the first since the bottom of the 1st inning? As O'Brien's pitch to Heineborg. Fastball outside, ball 1. So it's 0-1 the count now. So we want to know the count to the second baseman. Songster on deck with Stifler in the hole for the Bulldogs. Tied 5-5 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard. Pittner just 90 feet away at third. The 1-0. Ooh, that one pulled foul into the parking lot for first strike of this at-bat. 1-1, 2 down in this inning. as O'Brien and coming in for relief of Flood. The situation on his hand he wants to get out of. Runner at third base as time's going to be called as Hanneborg will take the timeout and look to reset. 1-1. 2 down here in this bottom of the 5th inning. 5-5 ball game at the moment. As here comes O'Brien's 1-1. That's in the dirt for all 2. 2-1 the count now. And now this is the moment of the game where we're going to find which will break first. The pitching from Norfolk, which has been really good this season, or North Platte's lackluster hitting is again, 232 batting average this season. The 2-1. Ooh, that one outside. There's ball 3. It's 3-1 the count now to Hanneborg. 2 outs. The bottom of the 5th, Songster, who is 0 for 2 up next, and as well as Connor Stifler, who is also 0 for 2. O'Brien will get the sign from Hayden Kelly. Here comes his payoff 3-1 pitch. It's ball number 4, and with that, on over to first goes Ty Hanneborg, but probably for O'Brien for the better as here comes Songster, who has got 2 strikeouts to his name. He's 0 for 2 today. He's been hacking at some pitches that have been outside the zone. And maybe with a little bit of some words of encouragement from Coach Holm as he's walking up, but also in the dugout, he can reel it in and come away with a big hit because Brody Pittner is still sitting at third base. And then Hanneborg at first. So O'Brien, long glance at first to Hanneborg, will now look to fire it into Songster. The 0-1, the first pitch is in there, strike number 1 to make it 0-1. As now we're in an interesting situation as Kelly is at essentially the mound, and because of that, on over to second goes Ty Hanneborg as it was just fun shenanigans for a second there as Brody Pittner was threatening to go home, and it forced Hayden Kelly to come away from the catcher position, and because of all the rummaging around and shenanigans, Ty Hanneborg is now advanced to second. It's an 0-1 count, though, to Songster. So Brian fires. That's in there. Around the knees for strike 2. 0-2 with 2 outs here in this bottom of the 5th inning. As O'Brien now looking for another strikeout here against Cade Songster. And he's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts already. As here comes O'Brien's 0-2 pitch on its way. That one's going to go. Hit field for a base hit. They're waving 2 on home. Ty Hanneborg was going to come home, but after the short infield, the throw to second beats Ty Hanneborg, and now it take off for home. Masterclass base running from the Dogs, and how about Cade Songster getting his first hit today, bringing it to home. And Cade Songster will make his way on over to second, and not for the first time since the bottom of the 1st inning, North Platte High School takes the lead 7-5, and Songster now is on over at second base. 7 runs on 7 hits, 3 errors for North Platte High School. 5 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for Norfolk. As up now comes Connor Stifler. He struck out swinging in his first plate appearance, then flew out in his second. We'll see the first pitch from O'Brien upstairs for ball number 1. Tommy Haggard on deck and Jackson Peters in the hole for North Platte High School, who started this inning with Tommy Haggard, are now looking to bring it all the way back to him. 1-0 the count here, as time's going to be called, and Stifler going to take a breath. Runner in scoring position being Cade Songster at second base. 1-0 the count, as here comes O'Brien's next pitch. That one going to go into almost left field, but that still's not going to matter as they're going to try to bring home Songster. And there's now some base running mishaps as, unfortunately for Songster, thought it got into left field as he bolts home. And because of that, that's how the inning will come to an end, but not before 5 runs come across for North Platte High School. We're now going to the top of the 6th inning. We come back on FM 98.1 and AM 1410. It is 7-5 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard.
Health Orthopedics in North Platte is ready to serve you with board-certified orthopedic surgeons and a team of medical professionals who specialize in hip, knee, and shoulder joint replacements and revisions, minor to complex hand injuries, sports medicine for both the serious athlete and the weekend warrior, new and innovative operative and non-operative procedures, and work-related injuries. Same-week appointments are available. Call Great Plains Health Orthopedics today.
Every step should feel great. But if foot pain, bunions, heel spurs, or injuries are slowing you down, Great Plains Foot and Ankle Specialists is here to help. Their expert team of doctors provide top-notch care, from routine foot health to advanced treatments and surgery. Whether you're an athlete, always on the go, or just tired of aching feet, they'll get you back on your feet pain-free. Step into comfort. Call Great Plains Foot and Ankle Specialists today, or see them online at gpfootandankle.com.
Welcome back here at Billwood Field, FM 98.1, AM 1410, live streaming, of course, on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com. It is the top of the 6th inning for the first time since the bottom of the first. North Platte High School now has a lead. They lead 7-5 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard, 7 runs on 7 hits, 3 errors for the Dogs compared to the 5 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors by Norfolk. Of course, timeouts brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. You can check out Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. Its location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. Are also sponsors today. Dr. Chris Kroll and his crew at Kroll Clinic, located in the Westfield Shopping Center in North Platte, as well as McCook. 2-0 the count now into leadoff batter Jordan Schnorr, who's 0 for 1 today. Make that 3-0 the count from Caden Johnson. Hayden Kelly on deck with Ethan Sinovic in the hole. Johnson 35 pitches, 23 strikes to 12 balls, but he'll bounce back with a strike. First of this at bat. Can the Dogs, though, hold on to this ball game? 3-1. Another great bounce back pitch. There's strike 2 from Johnson. Now it's a full count, 3-2 with nobody out. 12 outs left to go in the ball game. Potentially, if the Dogs can hold on to this lead. As Johnson shakes off a few signs from McIntyre, the windup in his 3-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Schnorr, and there's out number 1 in this top of the 6th. Caden Johnson putting him up, putting him down ever since coming in for Dean McIntyre. He'll face Hayden Kelly now. Kelly's 1 for 2. He line drive to Ty Handelborg for a double play in his first plate appearance. Walked in his second, then singled in his third. As that one's going to be looped up to Ty Handelborg at second, and there's 2 up, 2 down here in this top of the 6th inning. As Ethan Senovic now up to bat. He's 1 for 2, walked in his first plate appearance, doubled in his second, and then struck out swinging to Caden Johnson in his third. Has an opportunity to keep this inning alive. Does Sinovic his off speed from Caden Johnson is called for ball number 1. It's 1-0 the count. Make that 2-0. 2-0 with 2 outs here in this top of the 6th inning. Johnson looking for a quick 1-2-3 inning. That one will not be a 1-2-3 inning, as that might go into center field and on over to first with a single goes Ethan Sinovic, and just like that, one member comes alive here for the side of Norfolk is Wes Koenig now up to bat. 0 for 2 today, flew out in both of his appearances. Has Sinovic gone over at first base, but still 2 down here in this. 2 outs here in this top of the 6th inning. As Johnson's first pitch, off speed, that's high in the zone and in for strike number 1. 0-1 now to Koenig. Oh and 1 now the count. Johnson fires. Big old swing and a miss from Koenig for second strike of this at bat on a beautiful off speed. Joni, who's come in since the top of the 3rd inning, has been pretty flawless since then. Quick pickoff attempt will get Sinovic back. 0-2 with 2 outs. As Johnson with a deep, deep breath delivers. Fouling it back to the parking lot. It's Koenig, and just like that, we'll still stay at 0-2 the count. 7-5 the lead for North Platte High School. They put up 5 runs in the bottom of the 5th. They're looking now to close it out and pick up their second straight win. That one grounder going to be picked up by Ty Hannibord. Throw on over to first in time, and that is how this inning does come to an end. North Platte High School trudging their way now to potential victory. We'll see if they can keep that momentum up. We come back here to Bill Wood Field, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Buying a car is not always the most pleasant experience, but it doesn't have to be that way. A quarter of a century. That's how long Premier Toyota has been in the North Platte community, delivering a car buying experience that's friendly, easy, and fun. Check PremierAutoplex.com first, then stop by 2600 South Willow Street in North Platte. See Premier Toyota for your next new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle. Premier Toyota at PremierAutoplex.com, just south of I-80, North Platte.
Save money at the pump at Quick Stop with the Dino Pay app. Dino Pay offers contactless payment using your preferred debit or credit card. The savings add up with 12 cents per gallon and even more on Tuesdays and Thursdays with rollbacks for savings of 15 cents per gallon. Savings with Sinclair Dino Pay, saving you at the pump. Don't forget Frazzle Gourmet Slushes and for real shakes and smoothies. Gourmet coffee at everyday low prices on your favorite beers.
Welcome back here to Millwood Field, FM 98.1 and AM 1410. North Platte High School with the lead here against Norfolk, 7-5 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Timeouts and half-inning breaks brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. You can check out Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. Its location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. As well as Smoking Double D's at Butch's in Hershey, locally owned and operated, where they smoke their own meats low and slow to bring you award-winning barbecue. And Hands of Heartland. Hands of Heartland has offered support and services for those with developmental disabilities in Nebraska since 1998, and they're bringing those services to the North Platte area. So Tommy Haggart up to bat, and he came in last inning for Tyler Townsend and started the runs for the Dogs. Out with a little dribbler back to O'Brien. Throw to first is not in time. That's an infield single for Tommy Haggart. And he'll get back on again for North Platte High School in the bottom of the 6th inning. All the runs started with Tommy Haggart, and they'll continue with Tommy Haggart as here comes Jackson Peters, who walked in his last plate appearance. That time was against Flood. It looks like we're going to have another pitcher warming up in the bullpen for Norfolk as Jackson Peters now looking for a bunt. As here comes a pickoff attempt, we'll get Haggard back for Still looking for Peters' first pitch. Johnson on deck. Dean McIntyre in the hole for North Platte High School. As still, Peters was 0 for 2 today, an error in his first plate appearance, struck out swinging in his second, then walked in his third, looking for his first official hit today. O'Brien glances at first, as Peters again looking to bunt. Long stare from O'Brien, and Jackson Peters going to call time. As now Kelly going to go have a talk with O'Brien. It's been just like the season, a roller coaster day today for the Bulldogs. And 7-5 on our look at that scoreboard as here comes the first pitch. Hager going to take a run. Oh, that's going to fall out of the glove of Hayden Kelly. Kelly was totally prepared for that steal to happen, but unfortunately thought a little too ahead of himself, trying to throw out Tommy Haggart, stealing the second, drop the baseball, and with that, Haggart will go to second with the steal, and it's a 1-0 count now to Jackson Peters, and he can go freely swinging here against Adrian O'Brien. 17 pitches for O'Brien, 9 balls, 8 strikes. Coming in relief for Flood as his fastball is down the center for strike number 1. 1-1 the count. 7 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors for North Platte High School, compared to 5 runs on 6 hits and 2 errors for Norfolk. As O'Brien, with a deep breath, will get the sign from Kelly and get set. Glance at second. Here comes, it was going to be the 1-1. There's a balk as Adrian O'Brien was about to go into the motion, then pulled up, and I think we're going to have a pitching change. Maybe as a lot of talk was going to come from coaching staff of Norfolk, are hesitantly making their way potentially on over out to the dugout or to the mound. But with that, now Tommy Haggart makes his way on over to third, and yep, there we go. We're going to have another pitcher coming on for the side of Norfolk, and what was looking good for them all game has now gone from maybe bad to worse. It's a 1-1 count to Jackson Peters, but we're going to have yet again another pitcher come on, as it's going to go the way of Noah Henricks, as he'll be taking over for O'Brien. Peters again 0 for 2 today, as a runner being Tommy Haggart at third base. So O'Brien's day comes to an end. After 17 pitches, he was the relief man for Flood, as Henricks now will be taking over. Another right-hander. He'll be facing Peters, Johnson, and Dean McIntyre. So the top of the North Platte order to start his pitches. Didn't really have much warm-up time. That's always the scary part. Coming into a game relatively cold against the top of the order, which has, in today's first game for North Platte High School, been raking it in with some big hits. As Tommy Haggart still on over at third base for North Platte High School, with an opportunity to completely turn this game around for the Dogs and at least put some more cushion runs up for the next inning in the top of the 7th, because that's when things could get a little dicey. Seen plenty of a time here with North Platte baseball that Dogs and the Nationals will have a lead going into the top of the 7th and wistfully watch it flounder away into the midnight breeze. So I knocked on wood, so you don't have to worry about the jinxing parts. As 1-1 is count into Jackson Peters, as Hendricks will be finishing up his warm-up pitches. Our half-inning breaks are brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. You can check out, as always, Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. His location, 621 South Dewey, Sweet Pea. So one more pitch for Hendricks, and he'll be ready to get some live game action here against Jackson Peters this season for Heinrichs has yet to officially record a score line. He's got one appearance, 0 ERA for him, the senior, coming into a situation where his team needs him the most, with the lead now squandered and on the verge of even more fate. So 1-1 to Jackson Peters, the new center fielder, with, of course, Caden Johnson going to the mound, as Hendricks now will deliver. That's upstairs. There's ball 2. Jackson Peters. It's 2-1 now, the count, with nobody out. 7-5 on our wicked fast scoreboard. Johnson on deck, Dean McIntyre in the hole as the 2-1. Down the middle there, strike number 2. It's 2-2 now to Peters. Big moment for Jackson Peters, the leadoff batter, to not only record his first hit today, but bring Tommy Haggard home and increase the lead for the Dogs. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss from Peters, and that is how his at-bat comes to an end. Second strikeout today for Jackson Peters when he is at the plate, as here comes Caden Johnson now up to bat. 3 for 3, 2 singles and a double to his name, as Haggard at third base threatening to score with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. Noah Hendricks now, deep breath, will fire in his pitch to Kelly. As Johnson looks to lay the bunt down, that's going to skirt away from Kelly after the pitch was in the dirt. There's ball number 1. Of course, the goal, it looks like here, is to force the infield to pull in, so Johnson can get one into the outfield short potentially and get another potential double for him, because we know with his speed, he can get around the base paths pretty quick. The 1-0 pitch on its way. Another bunt looking to go down, and Tommy Haggart's in some trouble now, as he will not get tagged out, and he'll successfully get back to third. Another opportunity where the Dogs base running could have cost them, as now a 2-0 count to Caden Johnson, as Coach Holm probably was holding his breath. And now Johnson's going to get the A-OK. It looks like to swing. 2-0 with 1 out. As Hendricks now takes a deep breath. The 2-0 pitch on its way. That one's going to be outside for ball 2. So it's 3-0 to count to Johnson, with 1 runner on and scoring position, being 90 feet away, third base. Johnson again showing bunt, 3-0. The pitch pulled back, but it's just on the bottom end of the plate for strike number 1. 3-1 the count to Johnson. McIntyre on deck, Landon Greeno in the hole for North Platte High School. 7-5 the lead on our wicked fast scoreboard. Here comes that 3-1 pitch on the way. Upstairs, ball 4, and on over to first goes Caden Johnson. And with that, here comes Dean McIntyre. From a batting standpoint, not his best day today. 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts and a flyout to his name. Has 2 runners on the base pads, both at the corners. Johnson at first, Haggard at third. And wouldn't be shocked if we see Caden Johnson attempt to steal in this ball game. As with 1 out, here comes catcher Dean McIntyre. Landon Greeno on deck, as well as Logan Hayes being in the hole. 7-5 on our wicked fast scoreboard. If you downloaded the MyPhillips 66 app yet, if not, you're missing out on so much savings. And on over to second with an easy steal. I mean, I never see Caden Johnson waltz his way over to second more easily than I just did. So there goes that double play opportunity, as the infield playing again, looking for a bunt from McIntyre. First pitch into Dean. That one, boom! It's going out into right field. It is going to go to the wall. That's going to score not just 1, but maybe 2. McIntyre with a stand-up double, and that's a bases clearing double for Dean. right when he needed it most. Dean McIntyre with a big hit. 2 runs come across. It's now 9-5 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard. The Dogs have come alive in this first game. As now we have a courtesy runner coming on. As Douglas Pittman will check on in. Oh, well. See, that's why I need to retire. Maybe today's the retirement day. As here comes Landon Greeno up to bat. Douglas Pittman on over at second base. Courtesy running for Dean McIntyre. Old reliable today. 2 for 2 for the Dogs. Had a sac fly in his first plate appearance. And then a single and a double in his second and third. He is ever so close to potentially an opportunity at a cycle. He just needs a triple and a home run. But with Tippmann at second, an opportunity to bring another run home. 0-1, 1 out. As Hendricks stares at second, and now will deliver the next pitch to Greeno. That one, dribbler, going to get on over to Michelson. He drops the ball again. Another error for Carter Michelson. As getting on goes Landon Greeno. And with that, runners are at the corners now for North Platte High School, and Logan Hayes up to bat. 0 for 3 day for Hayes. But with 1 out, an opportunity to continue the scoring onslaught for North Platte High School with runners at the corners being Greeno at first, Tippmann at third. That one's 1-0. 1 out. As Hendricks' next pitch is stares for ball 2. Two and 0, 1 out. 9-5 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard. Can Logan Hayes get his first hit today and continue the runs? That one way down low. There's ball 3, and now we're with an opportunity to have the bases loaded for Ty Hanneborg. As next pitch in there. Great bounce back, though, from Hendricks for strike number 1. As 3-1 the count. To Logan Hayes. Like that, 3-2 now as it's been worked back to a full count with 1 out. Hanneborg on deck with Songster in the hole. As Hendricks trying to stabilize the bleeding at the moment. The 3-2. There goes Landon Greeno as that's fouled off by Logan Hayes. Greeno with a good jump. Would have gotten his stolen base if it was a normal pitch, but now it's once again full count. As Greeno will get call at first base. 3-2 with 1 out. In this bottom of the 6th inning. 9-5 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard is next pitch. There goes Greeno again. Upstairs, ball 4, and Logan Hayes will take a walk on over to first, and the bases are loaded for Ty Hanneborg. Walked in his last plate appearance, singled in his second. He didn't fly out in his first plate appearance, but has an opportunity to, for North Platte High School, just continue to keep pouring the runs in. The bats have come alive in this 5th and 6th inning. Unfortunately for Norfolk, the pitching has all fallen apart. First pitch into Hanneborg. In there, strike number 1. Kate Songster on deck, and then Stifler in the hole for the Dogs. 0-1 to Ty Hannibord. Hendricks up to 19 pitches, 10 strikes, 9 balls for him. That one skied up, drifting towards right field. Schnorr trying to get under it. He gets there and gloves it, tagging up and coming on home. And there's a free play and some free bases for the Bulldogs. So another sacrifice for North Platte High, this time off the bat of Ty Hannibord. And with that, Kate Songster comes up to bat. 2 down. 2 are down in this inning for the Dogs, but they now have a 5-run lead. Over side of Norfolk and the Panthers, 5 runs on 9 hits, 3 errors. Songster got a single in his last plate appearance. We'll see a fastball upstairs for ball 1. Did strike out in his first 2, but has Greeno at third and then Hayes at second. An opportunity to, as I keep saying, bring the runs on home. Ain't getting old at this point, as that one is skied up, drifting towards, I believe, first base, and there's the third out of this inning. But guess what? 3 runs did come across for North Platte High School. They now have a 5-run lead as we're going to the top of the 7th inning, the potential last inning of play here for the Panthers. Caden Johnson still on the mound for North Platte High School. We come back, FM 98.1, AM 1410 live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
You're hungry and you don't want to take time for Dave's.
You know how it goes. It's 6 p.m. already and nothing's planned for dinner. Let Dave's Place take care of it. With dine-in and carry-out, your family's meal is taken care of.
And Dave's Place has a big game on.
A family atmosphere with plenty of TVs to watch all the matchups you want. With homemade pizza, wings of almost any flavor, and nightly drink specials, Dave's Place won't let you down for dinner.
Clicks 1510 East 4th Street, North Platte, or online at davesplacemp.com.
Whoop, whoop.
Sit back and watch me polish.
Hi, this is Dr. Chris Kroll. At Kroll Clinic, we specialize in all areas of rehab, from daily aches and pains to sports injuries to motor vehicle accidents or post-surgical care, where there is premier facility for concussion recovery. Visit us at KrullClinic.com, that's KRULL Clinic.com, or come visit us at Westfield Shopping Center in North Platte. We are committed to getting you back in the game of life without those annoying facility fees.
Welcome back here to Billwood Field on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com. Of course, game number 1 of this triangular North Platte taking on Norfolk. They'll be taking on Malcolm. It was at 4, but that has now become a very tentative 4 o'clock. So everybody just keep to the radio here for that game. So Caden Johnson is up to pitch once again, and that leading off is Papstein for a single to lead off this inning. That is his 3rd single today, as it's now 10-5 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard. As 10-5, Norfolk trailing in this game in their top of the 7th inning. As first pitch from Caden Johnson is down low, ball number 1. Half inning breaks are brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. You can check out Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. Its location 621 South Dewey, Suite B. As well as our other sponsors for today's game, Premier Toyota. Premier Toyota just south of I-80 in North Platte. Come out, take a test drive here today of all their new and pre-owned vehicles to find the perfect one for you. That's 2-0 the count. Make that 3-0 from Caden Johnson. And this is where you have to hold your breath a little bit. We've seen plenty of times over the years, Dogs sometimes have struggled to close games out, and the Nationals, as Next pitch outside for ball 4 from Caden Johnson. Is now out goes Dean McIntyre to have a conversation with the senior pitcher. Is Maddox Magnuson now up to bat? Runners at first and second with nobody out. Magnuson 0 for 3 today. 2 groundouts. Struck out looking in his first plate appearance of the ball game. Following Magnuson, Michelson, and Caleb Dish for Norfolk. Runners at second and first for the Panthers. They trailed 10-5 on our wicked fast scoreboard. No action in the bullpen for the Dogs as Johnson's next fastball is outside for ball number 1. 1-0 the count. Johnson trying to avoid a bases loaded situation with nobody out. Next pitch. In there. Around the knees for strike 1. 1-1 the count. 10 runs on 9 hits, 3 errors for the Dogs. 5 runs on 7 hits and 3 errors for Norfolk. Johnson, long glance at second. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Fouled back to the netting for strike 2. It's 1-2 the count. Nobody out, 2 runners on in the top of the 7th inning, which potentially could be the last inning of play for game number 1. Johnson shakes off a couple signs, likes the one that was given to him from Dean McIntyre. The 1-2. Ooh, off speed, upstairs. Ball 2, 2-2 the count with nobody out and 2 runners on. No action in the bullpen for the Dogs so far as they'll have the faith in Caden Johnson bringing them home. Up 5 runs, 10-5. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. That one rocketed into left field for a base hit. That's going to load the bases, and now up to bat comes Carter Michelson. So runners first, second, and third base. Michelson flew out in his last plate appearance to Connor Stifler. Hit by a pitch in his second, but singled into center field in his first. 10-5. Our wicked fast scoreboard. Again, that hopeful the Dogs now got a comfortable cushion after last inning, as that one's going to be half-heartedly swung for strike number 1 as it's fouled off. 0-1 the count. Bases loaded, nobody out, top of the 7th inning. There's a force out, though, and any bag the Dogs do choose. The 0-1 to Michelson. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 0-2 the count now. Strikeout here would be pretty big to at least get something going in the right direction for North Platte. This top of the 7th. As Johnson shakes off another couple signs for McIntyre, and here comes the 0-2. That one skied up into left field, getting up underneath it is Songster, gloves it. No tag, as a great throw from Songster is going to keep the bases still loaded. So there's one out now in this top of the 7th inning. As there's Kate Songster with a good glove in left field. Caleb Dish up to bat, 0 for 3 today. An error in his first plate appearance. Line drive out to Stifler in his second, then flew out to Ty Hanneborg in his third. That pitch from Johnson is way in the dirt for ball 1. 1-0 the count. Good save from Dean McIntyre to not let that skirt too far away to score a run. As Malcolm now starts to warm up on the opposite side of the field. Another pitch that's down low from Johnson. 2-0 the count. A walk would score a run. And back to the top of the order with Jordan Schnorr and then Hayden Kelly on deck. That one grounded on over to Ty Hanneborg. He'll throw it on over to first for an easy out number 2. 1 run will come across, but you'll take the 1 run and get to the second out. As 2 down, Jordan Schnorr up to bat, struck out swinging in his last plate appearance, walked in his third, grounded out to first in his second, then walked in his first plate appearance. Runners at second and third. We'll see a pitch in the zone for strike number one from Caden Johnson. 63 total pitches today for Joni. 41 strikes, 22 balls. 10-6 on our wicked fast scoreboard in favor of the Dogs. As the 0-1. That one's down low for ball two. Excuse me, ball one to Schnorr. 1-1 with 2 outs. As Johnson will like the sign from Dean McIntyre. The windup. That's in there. Strike two. Another good pitch. Caden Johnson painting the outside part. So here comes the potential last strike for Norfolk in this game number one. They want to keep it alive. As Johnson with his 1-2 pitch. Outside, ball two. 2-2 the count. 2 outs here. 10-6 on our wicked fast scoreboard. As Johnson will shake off another couple signs and wind up the 2-2 pitch. Oh, that one just barely outside. Ball three. So now it's 3-2 the count. That one just a couple millimeters from getting into the zone. Hayden Kelly on deck. Ethan Sinovic in the hole. 3-2 pitch. Check swing. Oh, but it's low for ball four. And with that on over to first, go Schnorr. And up to bat comes Hayden Kelly's 1 for 3 today. Flew out to Ty Hanneborg in his last plate appearance. Did single into left in his third. Walked in his second, and then line drive out to Hanneborg in a double play in his first. The bases are loaded once again. Game tying run is at home. As that one's lifted out to center field. Onwards comes the side of of Jackson Peters, and he misplays it. And with that, 3 runs are going to come across. They got a little misguided out there in center field, stumbled around a bit, and with that, it's a big double from Hayden Kelly, and it's 10-9 on our wicked fast scoreboard. As now up to bat, Ethan Sinovic. As that's not the way that Coach Holm was hoping this final inning would go, as Sinovic will be intentionally walked. As Koenig up to bat, he's 0 for 3 today. Still 2 outs here in this top of the 7th. 10-9 lead on our wicked fast scoreboard for North Platte High School. Is that off speed in there? Strike number 1, 0-1 to Koenig. Kelly at second, Sinovic at first. Wise decision for Coach Holm to walk the last batter, with Koenig being 0 for 3 today. The 0-1. In there, strike number 2. 0-2 the count. Johnson looking to close the door right here with this pitch. We get the sign in from McIntyre. Glance at second. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball pulled outside for ball 1. 1-2 the count with 2 down. Still 2 runners on for Norfolk. 2 down in the top of the 7th. Of course, had to make it close this game at the very end of it. The 1-2. Pulling away from McIntyre on that last pitch. 2-2 the count. Johnson went with the off speeds back to back. Hasn't worked out well. As Johnson will get set. Another big glance at second base. The 2-2. Oh, outside. Ball 3. 3-2 the count now. And what was a quick 0-2 now turns into 3 straight balls from Caden Johnson. 3-2 the count. The pitch. Oh, it is upstairs for ball 4, and now the bases are loaded. Still with 2 outs. As here's Aiden Papstein up to bat, singled to right in his last plate appearance. Did strike out swinging in his third, but has singled in his first 2 at-bats as well. He's 3 for 4 today with the bases loaded for Norfolk. Oh, that's up into the sky. Drifting towards left field. Songster trying to come in, and Stippler, but it gets down for a base hit. 1 run, 2 runs will come across, and Norfolk retakes the lead. 11-1 on our wicked fast scoreboard, so the game will continue with runners at the corners. As well, the courtesy runner, well, I was going to say it looked like a courtesy runner, but bases were cleared following that single from Papstein, and 11-10. 11 runs on 9 hits, 3 errors, as Landon Green now going to go have a talk with Caden Johnson. After what was a great start to this inning for the Dogs, and they got 2 down, has now turned disastrous as 6 runs have come across. As I'm going to talk with the home plate official, Norfolk coach. But it was, again, good start to this inning for the Dogs. They had 2 outs, and 1 run all it came across has turned disastrous as 5 other runs have come across from that point onward, and they now trail Norfolk 11-10 on our wicked fast scoreboard. As we are going to have a courtesy runner checking in, as that courtesy runner, Noah Henricks, will be taking over at third. For McShanson, will now be up to bat. 1 for 3. He homered in his first plate appearance, which started the scoring barrage for Norfolk in the top of the second when 4 runs came across. And from that point on, has been relatively quiet. Flew out in his second, struck out looking in his third, and then walked in his fourth. Has runners at the corners with Norfolk leading 11-10. First pitch from Johnson is upstairs. Runner's going to go on over to second for a steal, and it's ball 1. 1-0 the count. With 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. As Kane Johnson gets the sign. Here comes his 1-0 pitch. In there. Strike number 1. It's 1-1 now. McShanson is on deck, being Magnuson with Mickelson in the hole for the Panthers. The 1-1 from Johnson. That's down low for ball number 2. 2-1 with 2 outs. 79 pitches for Caden Johnson. 47 strikes to 32 balls. And his relief effort for Dean McIntyre, who started the game. 2-1. That one's going out far. I mean, it's looking far, and it is off the wall. So 2 more runs will come across. That's a stand-up double. And what was just a 1-run lead is now increased even more for the Panthers. McShanson gets a big hit, and now it's 13-10. As now here comes Coach Holm, going to have a conversation with Kane Joseph, and got some action in the bullpen for North Platte High School as it's all come unraveled. 8 runs have come across in this top of the 7th inning after doing a fantastic job of working their way back into this game after giving up 4 in the top of the 2nd. 8 runs have come across in the top of the 7th, and now North Platte is on the back foot as I have a conversation with Kane Johnson, and action went out to the bullpen to get some warm-ups in. And this is game number 1 of our 2 games today. North Platte versus Norfolk in this game, and then the next game for the Dogs will, again, tentatively happen around 4 o'clock, but probably more around 5 to 6 at this point versus Malcolm. As here comes Magnuson up to bat. He's 1 for 4 today. He singled in his last plate appearance for Norfolk as there's a runner at second base. Fastball from Caden Johnson's there for strike number 1. 0-1 the count with 2 down. As Johnson searching for that potential final out of this inning. The 0-1 fouled off by Magnuson for strike number 2. It's 0-2 the count now with 2 down. 13-10 on our wicked fast scoreboard. Now in favor of the Panthers. As Johnson likes the sign that he sees for McIntyre. Here comes his 0-2 pitch on the way. Oh, it's going to be bounced away from Dean McIntyre. They're going to bring on home McShansevin with that. Oh, collision at home plate, and he's out. A bang-bang play at home that will result in the final out of this inning, but the Dogs will have to bounce back here now after giving up 8 runs in this inning alone. Can they continue the offensive onslaught? We come back here. Oh, who? Whoa. As Ty Hanneborg just got ejected from the game. Interesting. So Hanneborg's out for the rest of this game after he's been ejected. But we'll now go to the bottom of the 7th inning with North Platte High School trailing Norfolk and the Panthers 13-10. We come back. FM 98.1, AM 1410, live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Starting something new can be challenging. At Mid-Plains Community College, we see what it takes to build your dreams and through our educational instruction, make them a reality. Whether you are learning a new skill that can take your professional career to the next level, or you're looking to change your life through our educational offerings, you can build a successful future. Enroll today and begin transforming your future at mpcc.edu. That's mpcc.edu.
North Platte and beyond, your home just got safer and more comfortable. Great Plains Health Home Care Equipment has what you need, from wheelchairs to lift chairs, mobility scooters, and more. Conveniently located at 220 West Leota Street, Suite 1, right next to Great Plains Urgent Care. Their expert team is ready to help you move with ease. Call 308-568-8510 today and take the first step toward comfort, independence, and a better quality of life.
The Bulldogs play here on FM 98.1 and 1410 AM, KOOQ AM North Platte. Enjoy a great home-cooked breakfast from Merrick's Ranch House, Tuesday through Sunday from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Dine in, order online at merricksnp.com, use DoorDash, or call 532-8200 for carryout.
Welcome back here to Bill Wood Field, FM 98.1, AM 1410. Of course, video live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com. It's 13-10 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard. Connor Stifler up to bat for the Dogs. They trail by 3 runs, 13-0, and they'll be without Ty Hanneborg for the rest of this game as he was ejected, making his way to the dugout with the inning coming to an end. Of course, we don't know if he'll be back for the next game because in the rule book, if a coach does get ejected, they're done for the next game. But now the questions become for players, does that rule still apply? But Stifler is here up to bat for the Dogs to start this inning for North Platte High School, and it's now a 1-1 count into Connor Stifler. He's 1 for 3, singled in his last plate appearance, flew out in his second, and then struck out swinging in his first as Tommy Haggard up deck, and Jackson Peters in the hole, so a good part of the order for North Platte High School if they can get there. They do trail by 3, 13-10. Is Kelly going to call time and go have a talk with his pitcher? So 2-1 now the count to Connor Stifler. Be a good opportunity to start. So it has been confirmed that Ty Hanneborg will not be able to play next game after a quick rules check following his ejection. Interesting to see what caused it. I believe it was probably just something he was saying as he was making his way towards the dugout. But 3-1 now to Connor Stifler as Hendricks delivers. And that's ball 4. So up to bat now comes Tommy Haggart. So 1 for 1 today, walked in his first plate appearance, got on to an infield single in his last for North Platte High School. Can he continue with a good, strong day of baseball here and help get North Platte back on the right track, trailing by 3? The fastball from Henricks is outside for ball 1. It's 1-0 the count now. Again, Jackson Peters on deck with Caden Johnson in the hole. As now the 1-0 in there. Good bounce back pick from Henricks for strike 1. 1-1 the count. Nobody out. Runner at first being Connor Stifler. Dogs trailing 13-10 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard. Here comes now the 1-1 was going to be on its way before Henricks tries to pick off Stifler at first. As I said, up next, the strong part of the order for North Platte High School, especially today, with Peters, Johnson, Greeno up deck. As here comes the 1-1 pitch. In there, back-to-back strikes from Henricks. He's at 30 pitches, 15 strikes, 15 balls. It's 1-2 now to Tommy Haggart. As the senior Henricks trying to secure this game for Norfolk. 1-2. That one pulled foul down the right field side, so we'll stay at 1-2. As it's 13-10 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard. If you downloaded the Mike Phillips 66 app yet, all right, missing out on so much savings with Wicked Fast. 1-2. Outside on fastball for ball 2. 2-2 the count now to Tommy Haggart. As deep breath from Henricks as he'll glance at Stifler in first base and fire in that 2-2 pitch to Tommy Haggart. That's down low for ball 3, so now it's a full count 3-2 to the right fielder Haggart. The Dogs trying to dig themselves out of the hole they put themselves in for giving up those 8 runs in the top of the 7th inning. As the 3-2 pitch, here it comes. That one pulled once again foul, this time into the parking lot, so we'll stay at 3-2 once more. As 3-2, 34 total pitches for Henricks here. He'll step and get ready. The 3-2 pitch on its way. Outside ball 4, and that's a walk for Tommy Haggart. And now with 2 runners on, here comes the game-tying run. Jackson Peters up to bat, struck out swinging in his last plate appearance. He walked in his third, struck out swinging in the second, then errored in his first. As Peters, if he can get on here, would have Caden Johnson the game-winning run up to bat. Pitch. It's around the knees and in for strike number 1 to Peters. 0-1 the count. As Henricks now will get his sign in from Kelly. The 0-1 as he glances at second is delivered. Down low, ball number 1 to Jackson Peters. Johnson on deck, McIntyre in the hole with Landon Greeno up after Dean McIntyre. 1-1 is the count to Jackson Peters as Henricks will get the sign and deliver said 1-1 pitch. That one's popped up and drifting towards left field. It might fall, and it falls foul. So now it's 1-2 the count. Jackson Peters. As A 13-10 lead for North Platte High for Norfolk. 13 runs on 10 hits, 3 errors, 10 runs, 9 hits, 4 errors for North Platte High. A 1-2 count to Peters. As Kelly gets the sign that to Henriksen, here comes said 1-2 pitch. Down low for ball 2, 2-2 the count. As Dogs teetering on an opportunity here to at least get back into this game. 2-2 the count. Jackson Peters. Henricks delivers. Fastball way down low, ball 3, and now it's a full count with nobody out. As a walk to Jackson Peters probably be costly for Noah Henricks. 40 pitches so far, 19 strikes, 21 balls. As Henricks gets the sign from Hayden Kelly. Now will deliver the 3-2 pitch. In there, strike 3. That's a double steal, but down goes Peters looking. That will advance both runners to second and third following the steal. But with that strike, now up to bat comes Caden Jones, and he's 3 for 3 today. Walked in his last plate appearance, singled in his first 2, and then doubled in his third. Has runners in scoring position at second and third. Haggard at second, Stifler at third. One down here in this bottom of the 7th inning. That pitch way upstairs, almost getting away from Hayden Kelly. On deck, Dean McIntyre with Landon Greeno in the hole for North Platte High School. Want to know the count with 1 out. As Hendricks gets the sign from Kelly, and now we'll lined up for his 1-0, and now we're going to try to pick off Stifler at third, and he almost got caught in some trouble, but gets back in time. So still 1-0 the count for the senior Caden Johnson. A 13-10 lead for Norfolk with a game-tying run at home plate. The 1-0. That's upstairs for ball 2 to Caden Johnson. 2-0 to the pitcher who, unfortunately, last inning had those 8 runs come against him. 2-0 pitch. It's another fastball that's outside for ball 3. So now Johnson staring down the barrel of a walk. And Norfolk going to keep it here with no real pitching changes. Trying to limit the arms as they'll play Malcolm next. The 3-0 pitch. And that's ball number 4. And with that, on over to first goes Caden Johnson for Dean McIntyre to appear. He had a big double in his last plate appearance. That was his lone hit today. That would be a big, big, big hit for Dean McIntyre if he can bring him home. He is the game-winning run at the moment at the plate. And knowing his mindset, wouldn't be shocked if he wants to go yard for the fences. With the bases loaded, Stifler at third, Haggard at second, Johnson at first for North Platte High School. As Hendricks gets a sign from Kelly and will deliver his first pitch in. That's there for strike number 1. 0-1 the count now. Again, Landon Greeno on deck with Logan Hayes in the hole for North Platte High School. As here comes said 0-1 pitch. Fouled back by McIntyre. It's now a quick 0-2 count to the catcher and starting pitcher in today's game. As ball gets over to the mound. Somehow the home plate umpire out of baseballs. Now we'll Have Landon Greeno stroll over and give him one. A singular baseball. So not really going to get any better if two get fouled off again. So 0-2 the count to Dean McIntyre. Base is loaded. Hendricks takes a deep breath and fires. That one slowly dribbled foul, though, down the third base side. So still kept alive here for North Platte High. As with one out in the bottom of the seventh, North Platte has the game-winning run up to bat here. Hendricks into his motion. Oh, and McIntyre a little ahead of it. That's fouled off of everybody, as the home plate umpire as well as the catcher are going to have some time getting dinged up by that ball. And now here comes a handful as we've multiplied the opportunity for the game to continue. But it's 0-2 the count to Dean McIntyre with the bases loaded and one out here in this bottom of the seventh inning. Dogs gave up 8 runs an inning ago when they had a 5-run lead. Now trail 13-10. Hendricks, another 0-2. That's the first ball of this at bat as it's upstairs. 1-2 the count. Deep breath for Dean McIntyre. An opportunity to bring some runs home here with this at bat. Got a big double last time. Can he continue that? Here comes the 1-2 pitch. That's upstairs again for ball 2. It's 2-2 the count now. As Hendricks starting to feel the pressure just a little bit here. 2-2 with one out. Hendricks. Deep breath. Big sigh. 2-2. Oh, and it's off the back of Dean McIntyre, and that's one run home. And here comes Landon Greeno up to bat for North Platte High School. So 13-11, and now time's going to be called as out comes the Norfolk coach to have a talk with his pitcher, and they haven't been warming anybody up, so we'll probably still stick with Hendricks. And again, you don't want to waste an arm with another game up on deck for Norfolk, with Malcolm going to be playing Norfolk at the conclusion of this game. But one run has come across. It's 13-11, as we're going to have a courtesy runner now. As the young Smeltzer comes out, Jarrett Smeltzer will be courtesy running for Dean McIntyre at first. (13-11). Landon Greeno, old reliable, up to bat again. Perfect on the day.
You can always look down and go like this.
As 13-11, Dogs now with the game-winning run at first base. A big double from Greeno could potentially win the game for North Platte High School with the speed on the base paths. First pitch. That one driven out to center field, and coming at route number 1, tagging up is Tommy Haggard, and now coming on over to third, Johnson slides. Oh, and he is out. And that is how this game will come to an end. And now here comes head coach Ricky Holm, going to go have a conversation with the third base umpire. He's still walking out to talk with the umpire, and now we'll go have a word. Still have a word. But unfortunately, that will be how this game comes to an end for North Platte High in dramatic fashion. And after giving up 8 runs, they fall in game number 1 to Norfolk, 13-11. 13 runs on 10 hits, 3 errors compared to the 11 runs, 9 hits, 4 errors for North Platte High. And unfortunately, the difference maker in this game was just the self-inflicted wounds that the Dogs had. 4 errors, and all 4 of those errors resulted in some big runs coming across for Norfolk. And unfortunately, a lot of it was just too much to overcome for North Platte High School, specifically in that top of the seventh inning where it all really just fell apart, even worse than you think, because they gave up those 8 runs. But they have to bounce back pretty quickly as they'll be playing Malcolm after they finish their game against Norfolk here at the conclusion of this game. But we'll step aside and we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll jump into our quick stop post game show right here on FM 98.1, AM 1410, live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Buying a car is not always the most pleasant experience, but it doesn't have to be that way. A quarter of a century. That's how long Premier Toyota has been in the North Platte community, delivering a car buying experience that's friendly, easy, and fun. Check PremierAutoplex.com first, then stop by 2600 South Willow Street in North Platte. See Premier Toyota for your next new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle. Premier Toyota at PremierAutoplex.com, just south of I-80, North Platte.
Try Runza's lemonade refreshers, powered by plant-based natural caffeine. And they come in 4 delicious flavors: pomegranate passion, mango mojo, prickly pear, and watermelon wild. Why do you keep doing that?
These refreshers are just so refreshing.
But you don't have to make that noise every time. Try Runza's lemonade refreshers. Because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
Hands of Heartland has offered support and services for those with developmental disabilities in Nebraska since 1998 and is now bringing those services to the North Platte area. Residential services, respite services, community services, and even day services. Hands of Heartland offers a full array of services from 24-hour supports to just a few hours per week. Learn more today online at handsofheartland.com. That's handsofheartland.com. Hands of Heartland, providing creative opportunities to live and grow.
Hero Clean of North Platte delivers fast water, mold, and fire damage restoration services to the North Platte area. Hero Clean knows how challenging those times can be to you and to your family. Their Nebraska-based experts have a winning, reliable combination of training and equipment partnerships. Local, fast service in the North Platte area. Their average on-site time is 60 minutes, and they'll coordinate with your local insurance provider. Give Hero Clean a call now at 1-800-775-7876 and schedule a visit from a member of the team at Hero Clean in North Platte.
Spring is here. The sun is shining, flowers are blooming, and every time the wind blows, you feel it inside. And that foggy glass? No, that's not morning dew. It's a sign it's time for an upgrade. Good news. Larry's Glass in North Platte, a locally and veteran-owned business, has the expertise to upgrade those old windows with crystal clear views and energy efficiency to keep your home comfortable all year round. Enjoy spring without the indoor breeze. Call Larry's Glass today or stop by 211 West 5th in North Platte, where quality meets clarity.
It's the Quick Stop post-game wrap-up. Quick Stop never closes, with 24 locations open 24 hours a day.
Welcome back here to Billwood Field, FM 98.1, AM 1410. North Platte High School falls in game number 1 of this 2-game set that they have slated for today against Norfolk. 13-10, 13 runs, 10 hits, 3 errors for the Panthers compared to North Platte High, who has 11 runs on 9 hits, 4 errors. And it was a happy moment, and then it turned completely sour and sad before you knew it, as after giving up those 4 runs in the top of the second inning and really struggling to find some momentum, bounced back with a strong 5th and 6th bottom inning when they put up 5 runs in the bottom of the 5th and then 3 in the bottom of the 6th, going into the top of the 7th up a grand total of 5 runs. It was 10-5 going into that top of the 7th. And unfortunately, they got to 2 outs, and then really everything just came unraveled from that point onward. And you can look at pitcher Caden Johnson and see that, yes, he was getting a little tired towards the end, but some more unfortunate sloppy play in the outfield and even the infield with some costly errors resulted in 8 runs to come home for Norfolk, and they come away with the victory 13-11 on our wicked fast scoreboard in game number 1. So the Dogs are now 3-5 on the season this year. Of course, Norfolk now 3-5 as well, as they have to kind of, the Dogs do really take that game out of their head and move it into there and really move on to the next one, because it's only gets tougher from here on out, as they'll be facing Malcolm next up. They're 8-1 this season. And Malcolm, a team that you don't want to mess with And of course, when you have a game like this where you thought, you're maybe going to come away with the victory to unfortunately kind of have it go unravel itself in that top of the seventh inning, you kind of wonder what will the team be thinking about, and how will they respond in that second game today, especially if they have only a couple of, I don't want to say a couple minutes, but now 2 hours to maybe 3 hours to fully get reset for a strong Malcolm team that last year did beat North Platte, but that game much closer than I think a lot of people were expecting because Malcolm had last year so many good players, a couple D1 commits last year, and I think still do have one D1 commit this year, but they'll have to, Bulldogs, clear their mind, take a deep breath, and get ready for the next game. When we step aside and take a break here on our Quick Stop post-game show, head coach Ricky Holm will be waltzing his way hopefully up to the grandstand here to have a word with me if he hasn't gone out and had a heart attack in the back alleyway. But with that, we'll step aside, take a break, come back. More Quick Stop post-game show. 27 locations open 24 hours a day. Quick Stop, always open right around the corner.
Get ready for the ultimate fun day out. Start at Brigham's Tap Room with a brand new menu you won't want to miss. Catch all of the action on game day with your favorite teams on our big screens. Pair the excitement with amazing drinks, and you've got the ultimate game day experience at Brigham's Tap Room. And when you're ready for more fun, head over to Wild Bill's Fun Center. To our action-packed arcade, pins in our bowling alley, and gear up for an epic laser tag battle. There's something for everyone at Wild Bill's, where the fun never stops.
Sit back and watch me push.
Hi, this is Dr. Chris Kroll. At Kroll Clinic, we specialize in all areas of rehab, from daily aches and pains to sports injuries to motor vehicle accidents or post-surgical care. We're the area's premier facility for concussion recovery. Visit us at KrollClinic.com, that's KRULL Clinic.com, or come visit us at Westfield Shopping Center in North Platte. We are committed to getting you back in the game of life without those annoying facility fees.
Starting something new can be challenging. At Mid-Plains Community College, we see what it takes to build your dreams and through our educational instruction, make them a reality. Whether you are learning a new skill that can take your professional career to the next level, or you're looking to change your life through our educational offerings, you can build a successful future. Enroll today and begin transforming your future at mpcc.edu. That's mpcc.edu.
It's a Quick Stop post-game wrap-up. Quick Stop never closes, with 24 locations open 24 hours a day.
Quick Stop post-game show, 27 locations open 24 hours a day. Quick Stop always open right around the corner. Dogs fall game number 1 of the 2 games slated for today, 13-11. 13 runs on 10 hits, 3 errors for North Platte High School compared to the 11 runs, 9 hits, 4 errors for Norfolk and the Panthers. Dogs will be back in action after the conclusion of this next game between Malcolm and Norfolk. That game, of course, was tentatively slated for 4 o'clock, but I'm now looking more at a 5 to 6 start time for North Platte High School in their last game here today on a pretty nice Saturday afternoon into the evening as we go about. So with that, I'll see you all here in just a couple of hours for the next game between these two teams. FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NordPlattePost.com.
Golf Club has you covered. Wednesday, test your knowledge at Trivia Night, kicking off at 7 p.m. Gather your team and show off those brainy skills.